You digging it? You digging it, man? Getting it?
Oh, I am.
You getting
Oh,
it?
dude, I always get it.
Always getting it. Which is
Always
good,
getting
because, we're live. And welcome to the Vomitorium, as is the norm. I am your host, The Metal, and joining me is Noctinex. Chris, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just, like I said before, well, I mean, to you, just playing some Metro Prime, talking to you, getting this going.
Yeah. See, we caught Chris in the middle of his streaming.
Mm-hmm.
The reason you didn't stop is because you're so close to finishing, right? Because normally you cut your stream before the Vomitorium starts.
Yeah, I'm just really close, and I figured, I'm able to talk and play at the same time. It doesn't take too much of my attention, so, like...
So, if you actually want to see what he's up to, you can go over to, twitch.tv/Noctinex. I'm pretty sure it's just your username, right?
Yep, it's just Noctinex, that's it.
Yeah, and you can have them side by side, and you can just see him destroy things.
Mm-hmm. You sure can. And after this, it'll be Metroid Prime Hunters, because that's the next one in the...
Which is my favorite in the whole series.
Timeline. I've never beaten that game either, so I've played through it a little bit, but I've never beaten it.
Oh, so you've never played the final boss fight?
Nope, I've never beaten Prime Hunters, never beaten Prime 2, never beaten Prime 3.
Man, I really like the final boss in Hunters. I also like playing as the different hunters in the multiplayer mode. I need to get that set up. We could play some multiplayer on stream.
Cool. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Though I don't feel like I want to play the game, but I don't want to have to unlock everybody. So I'm wondering if I can download a save file that has everything finished.
Oh, I'm sure you could. I'm sure they have it. They have to. There's no way they don't.
Yeah. But those are fun games. I don't know why it was taking them so long to want to make Metroid Prime 4. I understand why it's taking so long to make it, but they should have started a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been nice. I mean, it got, for anyone that doesn't know, it got, delayed because they completely scrapped it and, were redoing it. But I'm okay with that, being a huge Metroid fan, because I would rather wait. We talked about this before, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I would much rather wait for a good game than be forced, having them force out a shitty game.
Yeah, so, one of the things I don't get, too, is, why didn't they even contact Retro Studio before starting?
You say why did they, or
why didn't they?
I don't know.
Because that's part of the delay thing, right? They did not even contact Retro, who's, the main studio you go to for stuff like this.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they were just trying to go a different direction.
Maybe, I don't know.
Even though last time they did that, we got other M's, so...
Yeah, I think they should just contact Retro before doing anything Metroid Prime related, period.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree.
And I really love Retro Studios.
They
do
well.
Such a good job at, everything they do.
Yeah, I mean, they had the fucking... What's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? They had to live up to Super Metroid.
Yeah.
Which at the time was,
the peak.
the perfect fucking game.
Yeah.
And it was no one else wanted to do it. And that was what, took so long. That's why it was no game on N64.
Yeah.
So they originally wanted to make an N64 game, but they didn't.
And they did a really good job with the Donkey Kong Country series, too, recently, when they brought it back.
Oh, yeah.
For
sure.
I don't think Returns is as good as the old Donkey Kong Countries. But it's more, I don't know, kid-friendly, I guess is a good way of saying it. The games are easier. They're more straightforward. than the previous ones.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get as hard, but they're more accepting, I guess. You know, they are forgiving. It's easier to get into the game.
Yeah.
I think I still prefer the old Donkey Kong Country, so those games are grueling at
Oh
times.
yeah, I love them. I actually recently played through 2.
Oh, Diddy
All the
Kong's
way.
Quest? I love Diddy Kong's
Yeah.
Quest. I think that's my favorite of the
Yeah,
Donkey Kong countries.
Yeah, I recently played through it with my friend.
Yeah. Did you guys
And,
get pissed off at that shit-ass level with all the bees and your burn, you have to go down?
Yes.
That
Oh
level
my
pisses
God,
me
one
off
of the-
every time.
One of the ones that took us a long time was it was the one with the bees, but it was like towards the end in a tower
Oh, yeah.
where you had to go up. And then the racing one with the bird. That one took a fucking while.
Oh, yeah, that
We
one.
did. It was such a pain in the ass, man. It's all like trial and error through that shit because you just have to get to the point where you can memorize it.
Yeah.
That's like the only way.
That's like all old games.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Dude, my computer's running like especially loud today.
It's a lot of tops, man.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't normally run super loud. I don't know. It just goes through fits. But yeah, dude, Diddy Kong's Quest has a few levels that are just like, I don't know, super annoying, but they're satisfying to beat. You know what I mean? Like none of them just like you're pissed off for winning. You're like, yes, I finally beat that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think Diddy Kong's Quest is probably the best one.
Oh yeah.
Even though I really have like a place just for the first one because we didn't have 2 or 3 like all my friends did.
Yeah.
So I played a lot of one. I've beaten it multiple times, but
See, that's the one I have the least experience.
I barely played 3, and 2 I just beat recently, like I said. So, but yeah, like fucking. Oh my god, beating that game was such like it was like a relief. It was like, okay, we finally did it. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Beating games feels fun. I like beating games, and I don't do it as often as I should. Like, there's so many times where I'll just play games, and I won't finish them, just because I end up like playing something else, or you know, I don't beat games very often.
Yeah, I don't as much anymore. I used to. Like, when you're younger, and I guess it's because you're trying to make the most out of the few purchases you get, or whatever your library is. I used to beat games all the fucking time. You'd go
See,
out
that's
of
the
your way
thing.
to beat games.
Even as a kid, I didn't beat them many games. Like, it took until I got older to actually beat them because I'd play them for a little bit and then I'd switch games, and I'd play them for a little bit, switch games. I mean, Super Metroid was the first game I beat, and I beat it multiple times after that. Like the Metroid game, I beat like most of the Metroid games when I was younger. I don't think I actually ever beat Metroid Prime. I think I got really far into it, but I never beat it. But all like the 2D Metroids, I beat when I was younger.
I don't think... maybe I was like 16 when I first beat the original Metroid, which is sad because I grew up with that game.
I mean, so did I, and it took me until I was like 20, or like maybe like 18, like 19 maybe.
Yeah.
It was when I was living in Arlington when I beat it for the first time.
Yeah. Especially as like a kid. It's not that the game is mechanically hard, but it's really confusing for a young brain to like wrap their head around everything.
That and like I said, it's unforgiving, and it's what am I looking for? It's very it's confusing because a lot of the maps look the same.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the rooms look the same.
Very easy to get lost if you're like spatial memory of where things are hasn't fully developed yet.
Yeah.
And then there's the password system.
Yeah, there's a password system.
If you lose your password,
I
it's like, fuck it, I don't even want to play for another 3 months.
I mean, I got to the point now, well, I haven't played in years now, but when I was playing, I got to the point where I was able to, get suitless, because that was my goal, to get suitless on every 2D Metroid. 3D Metroids are kind of tough to get suitless, because there's a lot more more content. Actually, I don't even know if you can get suitless.
I don't think that's a thing. I know in Hunters, I had 105%, because that's how much stuff there is to get. I don't know why it goes up to 105%. Actually, no, I think it goes up to 108. But anyway, I had like 105%, and I believe all you get is this close shot of Samus's face inside her visor.
Well, suitless is based on time.
Yeah, I know.
So
but I don't think there's a time reward in Hunters at all.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up.
Because I'm pretty sure the whole progression for Hunters is just based on percentage of your codex that you filled.
I think the one that took me a couple tries to get suitless was Metroid 2.
Yeah.
Because the game's very clunky. Now, for what it is, for a Game Boy game, how old it is, I give them a lot of credit. It's still really good.
But it is a super clunky game.
Huh?
This is a super clunky game, though.
Yeah, it's very clunky. It's,
Like, when I first played it, I got really pissed off because you have to, like, fight a Metroid at the very beginning of the game. And just the aiming is piss poor in a Game Boy game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's rough, for sure. That one, I think, took me, like, 3 or 4 tries. After, like, the first time beating it. First time I played through, I just played for fun. Like, I'm not going for anything. And then after that, I was like, okay, time to get suitless. And it was so fucking rough, man. There was times where I'd be like a couple of minutes off, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, God, man. And that game is like not one I wanted to play over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to beat it like once and be done, but there I was. Fucking, I played it beat it like 4 or 5 times. And I mean, it was a little better because I played it on the Super Game Boy, so I didn't have to break my neck while playing it. Even though I think when I did get suitless, it was on the Game Boy Advance. I had a Game Boy Advance.
I actually don't think I've ever beaten that one.
Just play AIM2R.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do.
Or Samus Returns. I like Samus Returns, but AM2R is,
more faithful.
Yes. And it's, it's more like a regular 2D.
Yeah. Well, you have
I mean, I do
Samus
like
Returns.
Samus
You
Returns.
can just walk through with the freaking counter mechanic once you get the timing down.
I mean, yeah, it's not super duper easy, but it is it does make it easier. But I mean, it's really pretty. It's really cool to see the 3D, the backgrounds and stuff. So everything has depth, and I like that because in Metroid 2 you don't get much of that because it's a Game Boy game, so there's not much.
So the background's just white the entire time with random black pixels for your environment.
Even the song, the music is beeps and boops.
Yep.
It's not really. That's why AM2R was so good, and it made a really good soundtrack for it.
We're just gonna replace
you
the
know,
entire soundtrack to your life with beeps and boops.
beefs and boops.
Yeah.
There was. Oh, there was a remix in Samus Returns though of Red Soil Meridia, or not Meridia. Wow, Red Soil. Why can't it? Brinstar from Super Metroid, and I was really surprised to have heard that. Like, I was pretty hyped. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, I love Brinstar. It's such a good song. Especially all the ones that are in Smash Brothers. Like, the Smash Brother mixes for Brinstar are great.
Oh, I think that's the Kraid one now. Or are you thinking of Overgrowth? I don't know. There's like 3 different ones.
Well, I believe
Overgrowth
for Kraid, it's the Brinstar Depths, which is not the normal Brinstar theme.
Well, I think the Brinstar Deaths one is the Kraid theme.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Which isn't in Super Metroid. Even though I really like that song. But it's not in Super Metroid. I wish it was. But it would have. But the thing is that what replaced it was, I think, Red Soil, and that one's like really calm, and I like it a lot.
I need to look up the name of the song.
Good.
There's like this really ambient sound that plays in Prime Hunters at the ice planet you go to. And it's like, pun intended, really chill, right? Like, it's just a calming, relaxing song that you can listen to. I need to go look it up. Like, it's a good one. I actually really like that planet in general. It was a good planet.
I really like the music in these games. And then Prime had that, like all the Primes had that, like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like a different feel. But, oh god. Are you playing it?
What? I'm not playing anything.
I thought you were playing a song.
No. I also remember the Ice Dude, whose name is actually very similar to your username. It's Noxus. Turned into a Beyblade.
I've actually seen this before. I always seen, or I heard the song from, I think it was Metroid Prime 3, one of the bosses. I think his name was like Glacius or some shit like that. And the song was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But
could you imagine? Because, like, the whole morph ball thing, right, is because of an alien species, is the Chozo. So all the aliens can do, like, different weird things. Could you imagine your alien species evolving to be a tactical, combat-oriented being, and your ultimate thing is turning into a Beyblade?
No. That'd be pretty cool, as long as you don't get dizzy.
Yeah, I hope that he doesn't get dizzy. It turns into a top, and then like this big fin comes out like a blade, and he just spins around and attacks people.
I'd assume his like equilibrium is like on a gyro thing.
He's gotta be, especially because he could infinitely spin. You never have to stop.
Spin. I have just been walking in a circle. But like, how cool would it be to get like one of those powers though? I mean, I don't know about the Beyblade one.
Yeah.
I don't know how actually useful that would be. Being able to turn into a ball would be pretty cool. You just roll around.
Yeah. As long as you know there's some like weird magic force to it, to where you actually morph and your insides aren't being crushed by being turned into a ball.
Yeah, well, that's what it seems to be in this game.
Like, I think she becomes energy for the time that she's a ball.
Yeah, because like you can kind of see it. Like it's just like energy inside of it.
Yeah. Silas, I think is his name, or Silex, was the coolest one.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Because he turns into a lightning thing, right? And he leaves like these nodes that create an electrical fence between them. And then you could like trap people in between three of them and it'll spiral around and collapse on them. But the cool thing about him was if you went to a low gravity level, and you could kind of do this with Samus too, because his nodes work similar to her bombs, you could basically fly in the low gravity levels. You never had to go back down.
How come? How? Like how would Samus do it?
Well, it's because the bomb projects you up when it explodes.
Oh yeah.
Right, and so you go up faster than you go down, so you just have to time the bombs, and you never have to go back down.
I get yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain in the ass, but yeah.
Well, what's good about it is those two can get to like interesting sniper posts in this one place where everything's in space, right? Like you go outside, there's jumps to and from like floating spots on the space station, and because they can fly, they can get onto ledges that aren't designed to be gotten onto, and then they can just snipe people from there.
Man, the game, the multiplayer sounds sick. They should like bring it back or something.
Yeah, they should just like take the idea of the Hunters multiplayer, because it's fun to have different characters you could play as, and just bring it back as a multiplayer only thing that's like free to play on the Switch or something like that. Add more maps and everything.
I want to just have someone remake it and put it on Steam.
Yeah.
But like
With
obviously
assets.
with different names and stuff.
Yeah.
But like same abilities and shit.
Well, it had all the fun game modes too. If you were, only if you were playing with friends. So I think if you go online, only the deathmatch mode was available, which is what affected your rank. And honestly, Samus was the top tier character. Everyone was like, "Oh, look at these other people with all their cool abilities," but then Samus has homing missiles. So.
Oh well.
And missiles. Everyone can use missiles, but everybody can also use any ability. The homing missiles are just the best item at the end of the day.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with homing missiles.
Yeah. Though the magma guy also turned into a ball, but his was actually like a big spiky rock that let him climb walls.
Big spiky rock.
Yeah, and he would like roll up the walls, and he didn't like leave bombs or anything behind. He would just like spin real quick, so like this shell would come off of two blades, and then it would come back down. So basically,
Spin.
you were like a death car or whatever, right? You're trying to roll right up on somebody, and you were trying to like bash him. That was your mentality of playing that guy. And whenever because everybody had an affinity weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the course of the game, you can unlock everybody's affinity weapon as Samus, so you could use them to get past different puzzles. It's what makes it like a Metroidvania game. You can't get to certain places unless you have the item you need to open it. But in the multiplayer, everybody got boost for their affinity weapon. So naturally, Samus's was the homing missiles, right? So if she had the missiles on, they would home. But everybody else had like special stuff too. And if you were playing the magma guy and he had the magma launcher, his would actually like set things on fire. Like the ground would be on fire for like a few seconds after it landed. And he would shoot like these big charged boulders at people.
Man, I wish I had a fucking DS back in the day. I had one in 8th grade, which is kind of late still, but
Yeah.
and it got fucking stolen
Stolen?
when I was in
No.
gym. Yeah, someone stole it when I was in gym, and I was pretty upset because I had a lot of good games. Actually, I don't think I had Hunters, but I would have definitely gotten it, like for sure.
Oh yeah, because you would have saw Metroid. And be like, yep, getting it.
Well, it was already out. I already knew
Yeah.
it was. I already knew that it was there. I just, I was a kid, so I didn't exactly have my own money. But I remember I had. Okay. I just one game, Medios, which I think is what
I
Medios
know
named himself
Meteos.
after.
Yes. Matt and I used to play that a lot. He had the game.
I had this like something of mana game, or it was like a Secret of Mana game, but like,
Yeah, okay, what was the one for the DS? Matt had
I think it was called Children of Mana, maybe.
I think Children of Mana was the one for the DS, yeah.
Yeah, and then I had a few. I had quite a few games. I don't remember all of them, but
The
yeah,
DS had
I
a
don't
really
know.
big library.
Yeah, it did. It had a pretty good library, and then they came out with the Wii, and that thing had no library.
Well, at least the 3DS has a pretty big library.
It does, and it has a lot of good games. Like, it's not just like a bunch of.
But it doesn't have a direct sequel to Metroid Prime Hunters, and that upsets me. All it has is Federation Force, which is still a fun game, but not a sequel to Metroid Prime Hunters.
It's not. Samus isn't even a Federation Force, so what does it even matter?
I know. Like,
I
that's
mean,
one
it
of
does
those
look
things.
fun.
You really don't want to play a Metroid game if Samus isn't in it. If you're gonna do something like that, Federation Force should have just been like a series of animated shorts that they put up on their like YouTube channel, so that people can know about like the history of the Federation or whatever.
Yeah, that I can agree with for sure, because it's just
Because the lore's interesting, but if you can't play as Samus, what's the point of the game?
exactly like no one cares. No one cares about anyone else. I mean, maybe
Samus Aran.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
It was the funniest thing
just-
is how many people still don't know that Samus is a chick. Even after
I
like
think the only
Super
people who
Smash
don't
Brothers,
know.
and there's like
I think the only
Zero Suit
people
Samus
that don't
is
know
in
are
it.
like people who don't play
Yeah.
Metroid. Like, I don't know. That's or like old people.
Yeah. Well, like I even know people who still don't know that Zelda and Sheik are the same person. Well, they didn't. I kind of spoiled that for them, but it's like with the Samus. It's like I could say I knew people who didn't know that Samus was a chick, but by default of the conversation we had, they know now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess so. It's almost the reverse, right? So Smash Brothers should be solving it that because Zero Suit Samus is a thing, and you should be able to put two and two together. That Zero Suit means that this is the same person as the other person who has Samus in their name, just without the suit.
Yeah.
On. Like you think
If you're playing if you're playing Smash and you don't know Samus is a girl,
Yeah.
you literally just don't.
But Smash
You're just
Brothers
oblivious.
also made this worse for Sheik, though, like in the opposite direction. Because ever since they separated Zelda and Sheik as a character, if you didn't play before that and don't know the history of Ocarina of Time, there's no reason to actually believe that somebody would put 2 and 2 together that Zelda and Sheik are the same person.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. For that, that's true. But for Samus,
yeah, but it's almost like they if you have like this line graph or whatever of ease of knowing information, they kind of like crossed each other at thanks to Super Smash Brothers.
Man, what's are there any other characters like that?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's Samus and Sheik.
Because the reveal is kind of similar for both of them. Except with Sheik, the reveal is guaranteed. With Samus for a long time, it was actually dependent on how fast you could finish the game.
Yeah, or dying. Well, and Super Metroid dying.
Yeah.
Super Metroid just shows us Samus Super but when you die. But yeah, originally, because even in the American
manual
booklet,
yeah,
it said he and him. I have it somewhere actually.
Yeah, and if you only get the helmet takeoff finish too, you could just be like, okay, well, it's just a hippie, like a long-haired guy, right? It's only if you get like the suitless with the bikini and stuff.
Yeah, it's just a hippie.
It's just a hippie. A really efficient space hippie that's good at killing things, you know?
I was gonna say, I mean, there was like the Justin Bailey password as well. But I mean, they could just be like, oh, it's a different character or something.
Yeah. Well, because even the hair color is different.
Yeah, it is. But, like, I don't know. You know who I thought was a girl when I was younger?
Who?
I used to think Double D from Identity was a girl.
A lot of people did. I guess it's the voice. I don't know. I didn't, but a lot of people thought Double D was a girl.
It was like when I was real little. Like I wasn't like I had to have been like when it first came out, like first came out. My sister thought the same thing. Yeah, it might be the voice. And maybe his hat.
Double D is like really, really, really shrill.
Who's mysterious Mr. I? Mr. I?
I don't know. If it was Mr. E, I would know. I don't know who Mr. I is. Oh, Mr. L. I was this lowercase L looks like an I.
Oh.
Mr. L.
So, oh. That's what he was saying.
I wish they would give Luigi an L costume. They don't have enough costumes in Smash Brothers. I think that's the real thing. I would pay extra money for a costume pack. Like, if you gave me, I don't know, maybe like $1 a character, but it wouldn't be worth selling it individually, so you just have like a $10 pack that comes with 10 costumes. I'd buy it. But they gotta be good costumes, right? They can't just be color swaps. They gotta be like an actual Mr. L costume or something like that. Maybe Peach's wedding dress from Odyssey.
Dr. Bees. Sorry.
It's Blonde Guy and Corn Dog. Yes.
It is Corn Dog. You're right.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm eating cookies right now. Sorry. I would share.
But yeah, I would love if we just want just have more costumes, you know, because color swaps are fine, but they just kind of they're boring.
Very basic.
And some characters actually do have costume swaps in Smash Brothers, right? Like some have two costumes they alternate between, and they have color swaps. Shulk gets to have his swimsuit for Sexy Shulk. Why is he the only one to get a swimsuit? What if everybody wants a beach episode?
Stupid Sexy Shulk.
Yeah, stupid Sexy Shulk.
Fucker. But man, they should give Samus a Tekka Man costume.
Oh, okay, I'm fine with that.
That'd be sick.
And they should give Ridley a Zero Suit outfit.
Who?
Ridley. Just give him a copy of Samus' Zero Suit.
That would be good.
That would.
I would like that.
I would only ever play as that outfit.
Start making.
And be like, yeah! Two can play at this game, Samus! Oh, that would be great.
Multitasking and creative. Me, I'm doing podcasts, playing Metroid Prime, eating cookies.
Oh, cookies. You can't play Metroid Prime and eat cookies. That's against the law.
No. I should have actually got a cup of chocolate milk, too. Sexy Ridley. I don't know. We may be joking about Sexy Ridley, but some people...
Oh yeah, there's those
people like to ruin things.
Yo, I would legitimately play as that costume, though, if it was available.
Oh yeah, I would too. I would like.
But he's gotta have like a wig with the blonde ponytail.
He has a blonde wig on top.
Like he's cosplaying as Samus.
Like a super tiny wig. So when are they gonna put Kraid into? Okay, Kraid's actually too big.
But you get the baby, the little Kraid.
The mini Metroid 1 Kraid?
Yeah. You can have that.
Could. But I mean...
Just make him like Bowser size.
I think if anything, if they're gonna put any more Metroid characters, it would probably be another bounty hunter or something.
Yeah, it should be like a Silex.
But they should. They should put more Metroid characters in it.
Yeah, Metroid's underrepresented. I was glad that they did finally put Ridley in. Though Ridley's problem is actually that he's too big.
That's so dumb. He's not even that big.
No, I mean, like, the way they built the character, his problem and why he's a bad character is because he's too big. Right? And it's because he's too big, but not heavy enough to make up for his size. They need to give Ridley more weight. Yeah. Well, because you can be heavy and floaty, right? Like, DDD weighs more than Ridley, and he's floaty.
True. I mean, I haven't played Smash in like a while.
I don't think I've played a single game since February, I think, or... Yeah, probably.
I don't think I've played Smash... Oh, man. Probably since Texas.
Yeah, that's a while.
It's almost a year now.
Yeah.
It's
not
not
you have a
that
better excuse. Like, where you don't even have a copy.
Yeah. True.
At like any point,
I
I
have
could
friends
just sit
that
down
have
and
it
play
here,
it. Yeah.
Next Metroid characters essay. That doesn't make, but that's just if they made that a skin.
Nope.
For Samus.
Whole new character. We've got 3 links. Why not?
It's literally just Super Metroid Samus.
That'd be all they do. They added one other character, and then the rest of them are just going to add more versions of Samus. We already got 2 Samuses. And we also have Dark Samus, so we have 3 Samuses, technically, even though Dark Samus isn't actually Samus, but functionally a Samus.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to get a bunch of Samus Arons, that's it.
That's not what I want.
I know. That's not what I want either. I would like one of the other bounty hunters or something.
That's what they need to do. They need to do like a bounty hunter.
No, instead we just get a Federation Force member.
Great.
Yeah.
If we got that, it had to be the black dude from Other M. Remember me? No. No, I don't. I don't know who the fuck you are.
Yeah, a functional Samus is better than a non-functional Samus. I do agree with that.
Well, nothing about that same one was, I guess.
I mean, I'm guessing non-functional Samus would be the one from Other M because she kept breaking down with PTSD all the time.
Baby. Did you see that, oh, I don't remember what the name of the channel is. God, I can't... What was the name of your guys' skit?
Oh,
series?
12.2 TMTV?
Yeah, but what was the name of the one about the games?
What I Learned In?
What I Learned In, okay.
Yeah.
So, no, because the video I'm thinking of is Something About, and I was like, is that what that was called?
Yeah, it's What I Learned In. Or
okay.
Willy for short.
The videos I'm talking about is like Something About videos.
Yeah,
it's like animated. Have you seen any of them?
No.
I'd recommend watching them. They're hold. Ah!
I actually want to get back to doing What I Learned In. I should schedule one. I've got free time now. I'm no longer
Something
looking
About
at that manga.
Videos on YouTube. They're just like I said, they're animated. And there's a Super Metroid speedrunning one.
Yeah.
And she keeps doing that. She's like the baby. And it's a speed run, so she's like super fast, and they're like just like showing like space pirates in the camera room, and they're like, where the fuck did she go? It's so good. It's such a good video. I watched it like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 times already. There's also one they just uploaded about Yoshi's Story.
Ooh, I do like Yoshi's Story.
Yeah, there's a bunch. There's a bunch of videos like that they do, and they're all really good. Would recommend people to watch them. But yeah, the Super Metroid one's so good. When she gets the ball, she's like screaming, and just like her bones just. I
think Yoshi's Story is objectively the best Yoshi game. Because even though one of the good things too is you don't have to worry about that annoying ass baby the entire time. And you would think that makes the game too easy by comparison, right? Because at least the baby added some level of difficulty. But then again, only stage 1 of each level is easy. Like stage 3 and 4, if you unlock them, is actually harder than any of the levels with the baby in the Yoshi's Island games. So they actually found a way of like balancing it out. And it had a level select, so once you beat a stage, you could just go back and play and look for a high score anytime you wanted.
I want to play that game again.
That's such a fun game. Yes, the black and white Yoshis could cause earthquakes. One of the things I liked about it too is that, yeah, if you did a ground pound with the black or white Yoshi, it caused the earth to quake.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not know that?
I did not know about that.
Wow.
No.
It's actually pretty useful too. That's why they're like the special Yoshis. You have to go and unlock them. You have to like find them in the levels.
Oh, I see. I had no clue.
Yeah. Because one of the cool things about Yoshi's story, if you're playing through the actual story mode and not just going back to level select, is that your lives are the little village of newborn Yoshis because the eggs were just left there. So you have each one of the colored Yoshis to get through all, 8 stages.
Yeah, that I knew about, but I didn't know there was black and white ones.
Yeah, you had to unlock them. They were like hidden in a level, and they would have like an egg, and you'd have to take the egg with you all the way to the end of the level. It was like a really big
Wow,
egg.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Just like there's like the white shy guy, and he will bring back a captured Yoshi for you.
Yeah, that I knew about.
I used to play that game way too much.
I played it a bunch, but I didn't know. Like, I didn't have anyone to play it with, so, like... I mean, not that it was, like, a multiplayer game anyway. But,
Yeah,
I mean...
yeah. But, you know, like, I had my brothers, so we were all trying to compete against each other for high scores and stuff. And there was one level that I just would not let anybody have a higher score than me. And it was level 1-4. You know, we'd play all the levels, but my favorite level was level 1-4 in Yoshi's Story. So if I saw... I would check it, too. Like, I'd go and see who had the high score. And if it wasn't my tag, which I actually used, like, a Japanese tag for it because it let you either put in English or use different Japanese characters. If I saw that it wasn't my tag at the top of the high score for that, I would go through and I'd sit there until I beat it.
I gotta play through it again. That might be one of the games I play in between, because this isn't like a marathon. I started doing this Metroid playthrough like a while ago. I did Zero Mission and I did that in like a fucking day because
Zero
it's a short game.
super fucking easy.
Yeah, which is why I always recommend it. Like, because when people ask me, they're like, which one do I play first? I'm like, play Zero Mission.
Yeah,
don't even play the original. Unless you want to cry. Like, just don't play the original.
If you've played through it before, I recommend playing the original because you probably won't have that hard time. But if you're entry, no.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, if you once you like play through them all or play through Zero Mission, then go for it. But like,
especially if you play through Zero Mission, you're at least familiar enough with what you need to do with the game.
Yeah, the story and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Oh, I remember like early on in one, I would just take like a wrong turn when I was a kid. I would go all the way down and then like to the left, and then I'd end up in a magma chamber. I'm like, no, I know I'm not supposed to go here yet. Why did I do this?
Oh no!
And there's just like the little bat things come flying at you, and then you get knocked into the lava and you slowly die.
Dude, the worst part about Metroid 1 is when you respawn, or like even when you come in from a save, like from using like the code, no matter what, you only come back with 30 energy.
I know. Ah.
So if you're in like a shitty spot, and another thing about this game that was painful and that, you know, it's a fucking Nintendo game, is that you get hit while you're going through a door.
Yeah.
And if you don't have any suits, you take so much damage in the beginning when you're just in your regular power suit. You don't have the Vari suit or anything.
Yeah.
I think... Was the Vari suit in the original? I think it was.
Don't remember. I honestly couldn't tell you. It's been a while since I played it.
I think it was.
And
I think
the first time
Vari
I
suit
beat
was.
I actually beat it on an emulator. I didn't cheat or anything, except for one way. If I died, I would still come back the normal way. Mm-hmm. But if I was ending a session, I would use a save state. So that it was still like I was just playing one long session. I've beaten it more
Yeah, I thought
legitimately
so.
with passwords since then, but
Yeah, that's right. I think in Zero Mission, every item that wasn't in the original was like, it was like encoded, and then it'd be like artifact or Chozo language, and you couldn't read or some shit like that.
yeah.
But yeah, Zero Mission was such a good remake. And it was a remake before that was like a big thing.
Really. Like, I mean, there were remakes before that, but yeah.
It wasn't like you know,
But Nintendo's been
It
doing that
wasn't-
for a long time.
it's
Honestly.
coming. That's because they've been making games for so long.
Yeah.
You're
But
fucking
they've
kidding me.
remade games all over the place. Like if you go through their history. Of course, they also made a career off of just remaking A Link to the Past over and over again.
Speaking of you know which ones I really like? I really like the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask 3DS remakes.
Those are really good, yeah. I think there's actually the definitive versions of those games.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think they're the better versions to play.
Especially because they
Like
left
if
all
I
the
played it on
speedrunning
stream,
tactics
I
in
would
there.
probably play those. Huh?
They left all the speedrunning tactics and glitches in there too. So like you could still do like the bomb hops and stuff like that.
The only thing that sucks about playing it on stream is that I can't use the gyro controls, which are like really
Yeah.
good.
They're really good.
So, I mean, if I could somehow, I would. But I mean, I guess I could like.
They did. They screwed up.
hook my
So
3DS.
they screwed up how the Deku Scrub jumps on the water. So while they have all like the speedrunning things, there's actually like this at least one spot. There might be more than one where it is timed for you to jump perfectly all the way across, and it's just nearly impossible.
That I remember hearing about that. I think it was from you. But yeah, I remember hearing about that.
I'm sure there's probably an emulated version that kind of like fixes that problem. But yeah, in the default, it's it. The Goron racing's easier in Majora's Mask though.
In the remake.
Yeah. Like that version, the remake version, it's easier to win the Goron race. At least I had an easier time winning it than when I played it on the 64.
Yeah, like when I played through Majora's Mask on the 3DS, I remember doing like the slingshot and the bow like mini games, and it was like it was so much easier.
Yeah.
It was so much easier.
I didn't have a problem with it, but he said they kind of screwed up that one boss where you have to wear the Giant's Mask when you're fighting the Twin Mold. I had no problem, but if he said there's a problem, I'm sure there is. I know a lot of times
The
with,
first-
mess ups and stuff like that, you can end up not having the problem that everybody else has.
I do have Majora's Mask. I haven't played it. I barely played it at all. So the Majora's Mask version of that boss fight for Twin Mold is hot garbage. The N64 version is way better. I think he meant the remake.
Yeah. I'm sure. I just didn't have any problems with it.
And first Metroid only had power suit and Vega suit. There was no gravity suit.
Yeah.
There was no reason yet. Gravity suit came in Super Metroid. But Metroid 2 had a lot of, I don't know if they had a lot, but they had the Spider Ball, which I didn't know,
Spider Ball.
I didn't even know existed until Prime, because I didn't play Metroid 2. But, it's just so
Spider Ball sounds like it'd be a fun game to play all on its own, just by the name. Like if you had a game named Spider Ball, yeah.
Play Metroid Prime Pinball.
I have. It's sadly not that fun. You know, it was a fun game though. Kirby's Tilt and Tumble.
Kirby's
the Kirby game. Yeah.
Kirby Pinball?
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. I can't think of Kirby's Pinball without the green text. Why can I not speak?
Dude,
the
Kirby's
green
Tilt and
text
Tumble
story.
was a really fun game. You ever play Kirby's Tilt and Tumble?
Oh no, I haven't.
It was a puzzle game, right? And it had the little gyro at the top, so it had like one of those fat cartridges for the Game Boy. And you could actually tilt it to get him to solve the puzzles.
That's really cool. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's a fun game.
I thought those were like rumble packs and stuff. But every time I think of Spider-Ball, every time I think of Kirby's Pinball, I think of that green text story where the guy's talking about that he has like a shared bathroom with his parents. Like, you know how some bathrooms have like 2 doors?
Yeah.
And so he's like brushing his teeth or whatever. He's playing Kirby Pinball. And he walks into his parents' room and they're like having sex. And they're like, Ada, no! And the whole time it's playing the fucking Kirby Pinball theme. And it's so... If you look up the Kirby Pinball theme right now, it's so fucking funny. It's like... It's so fucking good. The green text story is... I'm just gonna find the story. Hold on. Anon, no. That's all I gotta look up. Kirby Pinball. Anon's parents' rooms. Get out.
That's a funny thing too, right? Is that I know a lot of people were trying to like say that Sony were innovators when they first added the gyro to the 6-axis or whatever back in the PlayStation 3. But it's like if you were looking at Nintendo's been trying to do stuff with gyro since the Game Boy. And they've actually done a lot of stuff with it since then. And they've even used like rumble features sometimes to emulate gyro. Like Nintendo's been on the ball with that stuff. Pun intended, I guess, since most of their early gyro games were all like pinball games and related things.
Get on the ball! Sorry. That was the ghost of Billy Mays coming back.
Oh, he never left.
He resides in the back of my brain. Sometimes he just fucking pops out of my nose. Ugh. That's why.
Just imagine it, just like a whole ass Jin-shaped Billy Mays come out of your nose, just hanging there like a tail. Like you rub your nose 3 times like a lamp, and Billy Mays comes out.
I do that a lot too. I'll be like a lot of times on stream, I'll like, you don't want to pick your nose on stream.
Yeah, I know. No. That happens all the time. People are like, why are you rubbing your nose all the time? It's like, because there's like something in there, and I don't want to pick it in front of you guys.
Yeah. So I just go like this. I just like, rub it or something. And... Ow. And, yeah.
If you do it 3 times, it's like, Billy Mays here!
I'm like, no, get in there! I'm gonna fucking sneeze one day and he's just gonna come out completely.
Oh god, then what happens?
He never died.
You've just been trapped in your nose this whole time.
Makes a lot of sense. Always wondering why I was coughing for no reason.
It's all that OxyClean just stuck in your throat.
Get on the ball! Void advanced Metro. Yeah, wait, what? Oh, well, I guess technically, but Zero Mission came out in 2002? Or no, Zero Mission came out in 2004. Fusion came out in 2002. So chronologically, it came out in Zero Mission, but it was first introduced in 1994 with Super Metroid. I'm so confused, dude. I don't know what to do right now.
You don't know what to do.
That's not having a camera. That's where not having a camera is a benefit. Talking shit while you're picking for gold. Yeah, but I mean...
Not when you're on 2 streams. Because that camera's active somewhere.
Exactly. See, my camera's not active on the podcast, but it's active on my stream.
Yeah, see, you just see a picture of a corn dog here, but over on his stream, there's actually a live corn dog playing Metroid.
Yeah, live human-sized corn dog playing Metroid Prime. I should get a corn dog costume.
You totally should. But you gotta make sure there's no mustard on it.
It should be more than like 30
It's gotta
bucks.
be like ketchup or something.
Ketchup?
Wait, because you can't have
gonna
mustard.
be like on my back, though.
Yeah.
True.
I wish you'd like gag every time you saw your costume.
Well, I mean, at least it's, you know, better than other things.
Yeah, like the skeleton inside you. At least you don't have to look at that.
But, I've literally been in the same room just fucking doing nothing because apparently I have to get an artifact here, but I don't know where it is. Better do it fast before Fortnite comes out. Oh my god, dude! You don't understand how many things I wanted to do or have like claimed before something, and I can't now because like either like someone took it or like a streamer does it. Like XQC, for example. Ow!
Oh, with the song?
He does. Huh?
With the song that you wanted to use as your outro?
Yeah, dude. I feel like I've bring this up every stream, but I've wanted to make that as an outro for like my YouTube originally. And because when I left Texas, when I graduated high school, I wanted to make a video, like, I wanted to get a bunch of pictures and videos of my friends, me and my friends, and I wanted to put that song. It's Exit Loot by The Killers. And it's just such a good, like, it's just such, like, a good, like, I don't know. It's a good song. And fucking... Now XQC uses it as his outro, and there's no way I'm going to overclaim that from him because... he gets like, you know, 40k live viewers, and I get like 4 live viewers. So, another thing is I slam my desk a lot. It's just something else he does. And I feel like people are like, "Oh, excuse me, slam."
Slams their fucking desk.
Yeah, but I do it like a lot, like a lot, for the smallest things. Yeah, I know my Metroid, dude. It's my favorite game series.
You know what would outdo everyone, though? So you have your corn dog costume, but then you, like, pull it back, and then you put the horse head on, and then pull the corn dog back over it.
I don't know how to. I don't have the horse head anymore. I don't know how to. Huh?
We need to get you a new horse head.
Maybe I'll make that a donation goal.
Donation goal? New horse head?
Nah, I don't like putting donation goals.
I did have a donation goal here on the Vomitorium, but we're never going to have any banner or anything showing you, so nobody knows how close we are to the goal.
You just have to guess.
And then the secret is we never tell them that it's already been completed because people just keep donating to the goal.
Am I retarded?
Schemes and scams. The
You'll see
horsecock donation goal, but he's already got two.
What?
Horsecocks. Because horses have two penises. Everybody knows this.
Won't go. There's no cock like horse cock. No.
Dude, that song gets me every time.
That's my favorite song. Just look it up on YouTube. Look up "No Cock Like Horse Cock."
That's a funny song. Is it like "There's no cock like horse cock"?
Rub my dick inside a sock. Yeah, it's a good song. It's very catchy. A lot more catchy than it should be. That's for sure. But it's one of my favorite songs. I have to be retarded, dude.
You don't have to tell me that you're retarded.
Am I just in the wrong place? I'm so confused.
Well, I guess, so we've been on for an hour. I guess we could switch topics. I did want to talk, I don't know if you saw it, but I did. And I can avoid spoilers for the sake of the audience. But I did want to share my feelings on Bill and Ted Face the Music.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've been seeing like a lot of ads for it.
Yeah. I watched it yesterday. And I'll have to say, I'm not going to say disappointed because it was a good movie, but I don't think it could even be close to the other two.
I mean, that's what I expected.
Yeah.
To be honest, like that's exactly what I expected. Like it wasn't gonna. I don't think it was gonna be anywhere close.
Yeah, I think. I don't know exactly what I'd give it because I'd have to watch it again to be more precise. But I don't really have the desire to watch it again outside of like maybe a trilogy marathon. It's not good enough to warrant like random viewings. 1 and 2, I could watch either of them separate from the other at any time of like the week, and I'd enjoy it. Right, like just sit down, watch it. Haha, I love this movie. Plus, everybody knows Bogus Journey is better than the first one anyway.
True. You talking about Bill and Ted 3?
Yeah. I'd probably put it somewhere between 5.5 and a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I saw your post on it.
Yeah.
But that's what I expected. Like, it's been a long time since Bill and Ted, so
Yeah, it's a movie that probably should have been made. Maybe not in the 90s because this is apparently like the idea that they were having the whole time, right? Which would warrant they need to be a little older, but maybe like around 2000 or something, right? Like a decade after at most. But they feel like they're too old. Not so much Alex Winter. He actually did great despite things, but like Keanu just seems so withered emotionally, right? Like he's struggling to smile and stuff.
yeah, he's not like the same. Like that's what I kind of felt.
He's John Wick now. That's the problem, right? He's no longer Ted. He's John Wick.
And he even looks like he looks exactly the same. At least from what I've seen, like the pictures I've seen.
Yeah. But I did enjoy it. Like, it's still an enjoyable movie. I would recommend people watch it, for like, at least once. And also at the preface, like, I put this in my post too, but people don't understand how I rate movies and games and stuff, because I don't rate them like magazines do, where almost everything gets, like, a 7 or above, so 7's like bad.
Mm-hmm.
A normal distribution, like a bell curve. So on a normal distribution, if it's out of 10, 5 is the middle ground. So most things will be 5 or fall between like 4.5 and 5.5. Like the vast majority of stuff that's average. So if it's like 5.5 or above, that's better than average. If it's 4.5 below, that's worse than average. So I do think it's better than average, especially with probably even how low average has dipped within the last couple decades. But it's not a great movie.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be great.
I agree with Bob on that too. He looks older without the beard than he does with it.
Yeah, but yeah, he does know Kung Fu, that's true.
Yep.
I know Kung Fu.
There were some pretty good moments, though, that felt like the older movies. It's just like the whole movie didn't feel like the older movies, right? There were times where it got too serious, and I think one of the best things about the Bill and Ted franchise is that at no point was it ever actually serious, right? It's probably one of the most silly movies that isn't like satire or parody that you could come across.
Yeah, that's why like I give it that that's why I give it like that leeway. Like I know it's not gonna be like a great, movie, but I'm okay with that because it's a silly movie.
Yeah.
And it's not saying like you can't make like a good.
Was George Carlin in it? Yes.
He was.
It wasn't in a bad way though. I did not hate how they did this. It worked. I do draw questions, and this is just the thing with Bill and Ted and why this needed to be made a long time ago. In a universe, or multiverse or whatever, where you can travel to any time and a place or whatever, or you can even go to heaven or hell, there is no excuse why they couldn't go seek advice from Rufus, right? They kind of like back themselves into this corner that they try to avoid as best as possible. But when you really think about it, there's no reason they could not visit Rufus for advice. Mm-hmm. So the way that George Carlin was in this was as their the girl that you see played by what's that actress's name? I actually have to look this up because it's gonna bother me. She's like voiceover all the time now. Like she played Mabel in Gravity Falls and everything. What's her name? Kristen Shaw, right? So Kristen Shaw played Kelly, which is Rufus's daughter. She's an adult now. She's been waiting to meet them her entire life. And they are walking to see like the council in the future and everything across this really empty bridge. I kind of like the weird crystal-looking future in the past. I think they should have tried to go with as many practical effects as possible, but I understand budget and time reasons. It's just easier to CG things. But they're walking across this bridge, and along this bridge, the original phone booth is there. Which it needs to be there because they're going to steal it to use it for their own purposes. And out of the phone booth comes walking a hologram of George Carlin, and he's like, "Hello there, my most excellent friends. What you see behind me is the original phone booth I used in my first time contacting the Great Ones." So it's kind of like this museum hologram thing. So you don't even mind that obviously the voice was like some impressionist that they digitally imposed to sound like George Carlin onto record footage of him from the older movie that they just digitally fixed to make it look like he was talking the right words.
Yeah.
Because he's a hologram. Like, it doesn't... it didn't bother me at all. I felt like it was... While it doesn't work with the continuity of how these movies need to work, it was a very tasteful way of keeping him in it. And that was the most important
at least he was
part.
still in it.
Yeah. And at least they didn't, like, full on just put somebody there to pretend they were Rufus and then use digital imaging to make it look like him and sound like him. Because that would have been not in good taste at all.
No. Yeah, that's a good way to know. I like that.
Death was in it, which you see in the trailer, but I actually really liked his bit. It was a highlight of the whole movie. Of course, I really like Death as a character back in Bogus Journey. I think he's one of the things that makes it better than the first one. Especially when he gets Melvined.
Melvin. I might have to I might have to rewatch him. Best 2 out of 3, yeah. Yeah, 2 is definitely the best. Hands down. Hands down.
Yeah. And the girls weren't bad. They weren't great. Like, I probably wouldn't watch a movie with just them. But they were quirky and they kind of felt like the dads. So, I mean, they worked. It's just that their subplot, and you could kind of see this from the trailer, was basically just a rewrite of the plot of the first one. Except instead of, like, normal historical figures, they're looking for specifically musicians. But there's some funny bits in it. Like, I do recommend that people watch it. I have to be the bearer of bad news that it's not Bill and Ted good.
It's okay. Like I said, I wasn't expecting that.
But we were hoping for it.
Yeah, I mean, of course you're hoping for it, but I mean, I can't see how, like, they could make up.
Well, I think one of the biggest problems was, despite the fact that the subplot for the girls was basically just a rewrite of the first one, it was more interesting than the main plot for the guys, for the dads. And I think that is an issue in your writing when what the secondary characters are doing are more interesting than what your primary characters are doing.
I mean, it is called Bill and Ted.
Well, so are them.
Oh yeah.
Right, they're Billy and Thea, which is, because they're also Bill and Ted.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Even when Death meets them again, because obviously he met them when they were little. They know Death. He even referred to them as Little Bill and Little Ted. It's okay. Like, you could tell that they didn't plan on them being daughters originally. Like you can really tell that. It just... And I actually do kind of agree with this. I think it was Red Letter that said this. It wouldn't have worked as well if they were boys, because then it would just be a direct repeat of the dads. So I do agree with that. But... very clearly you can tell that a lot of the things that happened, especially, they didn't plan for it to happen this way, and they kind of had to fix it, because there's certain, like, throwaway lines that are thrown in there, just really quick exposition of, like, oh yeah, remember when we used to be called that, and blah blah blah, just to try to, like, explain it to the audience. Make things work.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had heartburn. I mean, it's what I expected.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but... Or fortunate, depending on how you look at it, because...
It was still good, right, so...
Yeah, it could have been bad. It could have been, like... Yeah, it could have been awful. Yeah. Like...
Especially
there was a part of me
that
was expecting that.
Right?
Huh?
Especially seeing that they were daughters in the trailer. With today's industry, those are like just a big red flag right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like that it was good despite that. despite that red flag waving in your face. And there's like a throwaway station line at one point.
Is it on any like streaming services, or
did
you?
Yeah, it's on streaming services. I forget which one, but I watched it on my privateering vessel out on the open sea.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Come on, you know me.
The new Ghostbusters movie. Oh god, I don't want to talk about the new Ghostbusters movie. I didn't even attempt to watch it. I wasn't even gonna give it the chance.
I don't think he's talking about 2016. I think he's talking about the Ghostbusters Afterlife that's set to come out later on this year.
No, he's talking about the one with all the women.
Well, I guess, but what most people are talking about is because Ghostbusters Afterlife is coming out soon. I mean, you did see the trailer for Afterlife, right?
I have not.
Yeah, it's the one where it's about Egon's grandchildren, and they like Egon's daughter inherits his estate that he used for research out in the middle of nowhere, and they discover his stuff, and they end up on their own ghost hunting adventure trying to figure out what's going on with this town and why their grandfather was researching here in the first place. My problem with it is, it might be because one of the actors in it, but even just looking at the trailer, it seems less Ghostbusters and more Stranger Things, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Like the tone of it. So I don't know if I'll like it. I'll probably casually enjoy it. I mean, I did casually enjoy Stranger Things, at least season 1. And one of the things I liked about the original Ghostbusters was that if you looked at the script the way it was, there's almost no gags or anything in it, right? It's almost written like it's a serious movie. And it's done that way on purpose because all the people in it are funny. So they kind of just let them be funny, right? Like, you took this, like, dramatic script and turned it into a comedy. I don't know if you can do that with Afterlife, the way things are set up, especially with these kids, right? Because kids don't have a lot of comedic experience yet.
True.
It's not like you have these comedy greats like Bill Murray and all them.
Yeah, of course, first one's great. But I mean, yeah, the 2016 one, I didn't even attempt. I already knew that shit was gonna be bad.
Yeah. Well, because it kind of doubled up on the problem, right? So, and most of the people who are in it I didn't find funny in their other stuff, right? Yeah, Dan is busy selling Crystal Skull vodka right now.
True.
But, so, like, I don't find most of the actresses that played those, the girls in 2016, funny, normally. Especially McCarthy. I can't stand her. I haven't liked her in, like, anything I've seen her in, pretty much. Well, wait, no, I think there was, what was it? There was a serious movie where she was playing, like, the straight man. And that wasn't bad. I just don't think she's funny. So they took that, and instead of the movie being kind of serious, and then letting these comedians improvise, they took a movie, they wrote gags into it, trying to basically be the first one too, because a lot of the stuff were just repeats. And then, during this already gag-heavy thing, they kind of just let them improvise for hours on end, and they just took the bits from it that they wanted. So it's like this completely unstructured film with people who already aren't funny.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awful.
Yeah, it's like a recipe for disaster.
Oh man. Surprised, like, Amy Schumer wasn't in it.
Oh man. Ugh.
She put all the unfunny women in one movie. I mean, it's not to say that women can't be funny. That's
Oh yeah,
funny.
there's a lot of funny ones.
But-
Because some of them were 3 of the 4 women were SNL alumni, right? And they didn't even pick one of the funny ones. One of the women that I find the funniest, who's an SNL alumni, is Maya Rudolph, right? Maya Rudolph is fucking hilarious, right? There's a lot of funny women. Roseanne Barr, if you ever watched her stand-up, is hilarious. I love Roseanne. Joan Rivers back in the day, her stand-up was hilarious too. She was the original dirty girl, though. Well, I mean, I guess you could say Lucille Ball was, but she was dirty for her time, and then Joan Rivers just kind of kicked it up a notch.
Yeah. But like they pick all these like women comedians who are not funny whatsoever. It's always like the same gag. They just kind of like they try to do what the other actual funny comedians do, like women comedians, but like
a lot
in
of
like
times
a
they miss the point.
cringy, unfunny way.
Right, like they
It's
just
just
miss
like,
the point, so they don't know what is funny about the thing that they're doing.
Yeah, they just kind of like repeat it, and they're just like, oh.
Well, it's like 3 of them were SNL alumni, right? SNL hasn't been really that funny for years. It's all been dependent on the guests. Like, I've watched a few episodes, and really, it's hit or miss depending on who the guest is and whether they carry the episode or not. And they have a couple funny people on the cast, but not enough that anybody can carry it. It's not like back in the day with the Bad Boys or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, you're going to take probably the least funny cast in SNL history, and then drag out some of the least funny people from said cast to put into a movie.
It's just, I remember this. Oh man, did you see the picture of the it was like, this is fucked up, but it was like this kid in a hospital, and apparently his like last wish was to like see the Ghostbusters, and it was like them. It was like the women, the Ghostbusters, and his face is just like, he's just miserable.
I believe it. I haven't seen it, but I believe it.
And then, oh my god, I remember there was this one caption that said spawn camping, and I fucking lost it. So bad! Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Oh, my uncle said he saw Joan Rivers months before she died.
Oh, that's great. She was hilarious. Probably one of the funniest women to ever be on TV.
That's why I want to see Billy Joel, because he's getting old. I don't really know how much longer he got. I would like to see him live before.
And you're
dips.
relatively close enough to the only place he performs anymore.
Yeah, I was going to see him. I was gonna see him in Texas before I came up here.
Yeah, we
But-
talked about that.
Yeah, that got ruined.
By a Let Me Downer.
Yeah, classic let me downers. That's what the first GB was. GB. Who? Billy Joel. Not a comedian, but I'm just saying I want to see him before he dies. Because obvious reasons. I shouldn't have to say why. But yeah, it would be nice.
Are you still planning on spawn camping his Long Island residence?
Shit, I'm gonna spawn camp him.
Yeah, just
over
wait
in
until he
Stack
shows
Harbor.
back up one day.
Hey! Play me a song.
Like, you have to be cheeky. You tell him to play you a song because you're the Piano Man, but then when he starts playing, it's like, no, not actually Piano Man.
No, don't actually play piano. I've heard enough.
I was just trying to make a joke.
Yeah, I think he still plays at Madison Square Garden after the pandemic ends. I don't. If the pandemic ever does end.
Oh, I think it's already over. Just, we're not willing to accept it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know he's playing once. That's what I'm saying. I want to go. Alright, how many of these fuckers am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Sorry, I'm like hunting down artifacts. Because I forgot in this game that in order to beat the game you need all the artifacts, and guess who doesn't have them?
You gotta go become Indiana Jones for a little bit.
Yup! Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Ba-ba-ba. Sorry. Losing it.
Don't apologize. Never, ever apologize.
Never apologize ever in your life.
For anything.
Okay, I won't.
Good. That's
in my ear. Yeah, I've been wanting. I want to see Billy Joel so bad. I was so upset I didn't get to go because it was like it was supposed to be for my birthday too. Like it was in September.
Yeah.
And got ruined. Weren't you oh, dude. Having headphones and watching my stream is dangerous. Like, I might just scream out of nowhere, like for no reason. Well, it's usually for a reason, but not a good one. I'm learning, yeah.
I pretty much only wear headphones all the time when I'm on my computer.
Yeah, I wear headphones all the time, so like I'm so used to it.
Yeah. It's mostly because, like, you can't control other people, right? And the noises they make, so if you want to hear whatever you're doing, you kind of have to have headphones on.
True. Especially with people in the background.
God, background
people don't
people.
Shut the fuck up.
Background people are the worst. Why can't they be foreground people?
For real, dude. Why can't they just... Well, my reason would be because... Probably because I'm... My back... Well, my back's not facing the door. I'm like right-sided.
Yeah, but your foreground's a wall, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, why can't they just pull on up and join you and be mid-ground people?
Mid-ground?
Yeah, mid-ground.
Because I don't really want people in my room when I'm streaming.
Well, see, that's why you need a
Sometimes it's okay if they're like a guest and they're sitting beside me.
You just need like a GF camera to be your mid-ground guest.
But if it's like people just chilling on my bed, I don't really want that.
So we need a live studio audience just chilling on this bed next to me.
How many people? You get like 10 people just hanging out on the bed.
Yeah, we could probably fit 10 people on this bed. It's decent.
As long as they're not underground people. Zombies or mole men.
Well, no, the zombies aren't underground, right? They come out from the underground. They're not a zombie till they resurrect.
True. So they're just corpses.
Yeah. Though re-deads are kind of like zombies, and re-deads are known to live underground as well as above ground.
I don't like re-deads.
Because they scream at you and you get paralyzed.
Yeah, they're fucking scary. Who was I watching? I was watching Clint Stevens, and he was talking about how Zelda, like Ocarina of Time's like closer to like an adult game than a kid's game.
Yeah. What if they're in catacombs? Well, if you ever seen the catacombs in France, there's no zombies down there because they only put bones. It's just a bunch of skeletons. Yeah. Never go to the catacombs.
I don't want to go there.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of bones everywhere.
It's gonna be a note from me, dog.
Yeah, you're more likely to run into like a Staphos Knight than a Redead.
The 5th species of Warcraft.
Yeah.
What was it? Warcraft 3.
Those are undeads.
Races.
I love playing as the undead.
Yeah.
Undead was fun.
It's only 4, I think.
Yeah, you had humans, orcs, night elf, and undead, right? I don't think there was a 5th.
Yeah, me and my uncle were thinking. For some reason, we both thought there were 5, but nah, there's only 4.
Because originally it was designed to be like a rock paper scissors thing with the elves, the orc, and the humans, and then what was it? Frozen Throne, I think is the name of it. Was the one where they brought in the undead.
Yeah, it's humans, orcs, night elves, and undead.
Yeah.
I used to have a shirt with the undead thing on it, and it was sick. Even though I never owned Warcraft 3. But, I remember I had this old, like, Blizzard, catalog where you could order Blizzard stuff back before, like, it was easy to get on the internet. And, I remember I got the shirt, and it was fucking sick. Warcraft 3 shirt with the undead, some, like, insignia thing. I don't know what to call it.
Whatever.
They're like banner.
Yeah.
Actually, I like the undead.
Dude, I like playing the undead. They're great. And
yeah.
I like the undead and the night elf because they have towers that you build that serve another purpose, but they also attack people that try to invade your base.
Yeah, that's what I liked. I did play for a little bit, and I like the night elves and the undead because they kind of both play like Protoss and StarCraft.
Yeah, kinda. Though, let's see.
Undead's kind of like Zerg.
Yeah, because undead you can do a gargoyle rush, which is kind of like the Zerg rush.
But it's like, I don't know, Warcraft 3 is way different because it's like, you know, the heroes, and that's like basically, that's like the base of the game is leveling up the heroes. And
yeah, and the heroes do like, because a single hero can annihilate like 10 other units by itself.
Yeah, and they have like abilities and shit, and I never got into it enough to actually. I was so used to playing StarCraft, where just get a fucking army and play it right.
You can ignore
which is the one
question.
That was in the show.
Yeah.
The one that was on the show, the Hulk show.
But
you know, with the sad music. Yeah. Whichever one that one is. Although I think Ruffalo does really well. Does well as Hulk.
I like Norman, but
yeah, big.
Yeah, but the thing I liked, especially the undead, because everybody, you have to make your camp type thing. Like the humans actually have like houses, the orcs have like their tents or the mead hall or whatever, right? You have like the wellspring for the elves, but the undead had their like, pyramid structure, right? And the cool thing about theirs was the only encampment for holding more units that could be upgraded into a turret.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because one of the best ways to basically attack your opponent is to target their camps first, because then they can't have as many units, and if you kill them, they can't build more. But then you go to attack the camp for the undead, and it's firing lasers at you. Sauron just like... It's great.
Yeah, I want to play through that. Maybe that's another stream I'll do. I was playing through Warcraft 3 campaign.
You gotta remember to click the sheep way too many times.
So they explode?
Mm-hmm. If you're not exploding the sheep, what are you doing?
I'd also be down to play Warcraft 2 campaign, but I don't know about Warcraft 1.
Warcraft 1 hasn't aged very well.
No. I could play Warcraft 2, like, a lot, though. I played it a couple years back, like, I was playing a lot, like, multiplayer and stuff. Because there was these like Russian servers that were still up.
Yeah. See, like, Warcraft 2 still plays well enough that just giving it a visual update would be cool. But if they were to do Warcraft 1, it would need, like, a full ground-up remastering.
Oh, for sure.
Which I'd be cool, down for. Like, I like the story. I would love to play through the campaign again, but I want to play it in an actual good game.
Yeah. Is the story from 1 and 2 different?
Is it? I don't know, it's been so fucking long since I played 1.
I've never played 1.
I think so, because
the first one I played was 2.
As far as I remember, 1 is basically the story that the movie was based off of.
Which I think is what is in 2. But I'm not 100% correct or sure, but I think it is.
And 2 had the
Did I pass?
the big dragon in it. Not the one from Cataclysm, but the other big dragon. I can't remember its name.
Yeah.
But, like, it's another giant dragon, almost equivalent to Deathwing, or whatever his fucking name is.
I don't think 2 had a giant dragon. They had dragons, but I don't think there were any big dragons. I think 3 is when they first started showing that type of shit.
Well, 3 had multiple campaigns. No, that one first.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. 3 is the one I played the most in. I think 3 is the one most people played the most in, too.
Yeah, well, besides me.
Yeah.
I played 2 the most.
But 3 was also supported for a really long time before World of Warcraft. And everybody did the... I forget what you call it specifically for the custom game modes in 3, but it's basically the same as like the arcade in StarCraft. And that's where frickin' Dota originally came from, which was based off of Aeon.
I don't know what it's called in Warcraft 3, but I know in StarCraft it's called use map settings. It might be the same thing.
Mm-hmm. But they had this entire custom games, right? You play multiplayer, whatever, and then there's like a custom game maps, and you could even set rules to them and stuff, and that's where Dota came from. Defense of the Ancients. I used to like ignore the campaign. You play through it like once or twice, and then after that you just hop in with friends, LAN parties and stuff, and just play custom stuff or multiplayer matches and stuff. And people would have like full-blown open-world RPGs built in Warcraft 3.
Oh yeah, that started in StarCraft, and it was fucking great. I remember when we first discovered use map settings, because we discovered like Canon D and all that.
Yeah.
And we were like, holy shit, there's so much more to this game.
Or one of the hardest things to do was Skibby's tower defense in Warcraft 3. And you could race against each other, so you could have up to 10 people playing, but really it was up to 5 people on a team. And it was a tower defense with almost like Mario Party style mini games in between every few waves or so. And you just pick your locations, and you were setting up units and upgrading them and stuff. But it just got harder and harder as it went on, and I don't think I've ever actually beaten it. Especially because some of the mini games got pretty hard too.
Yeah, that's something I would like to try. I know that's why that's the only reason I go back to playing like StarCraft 2 is all the arcade.
Yeah.
Because it's even free now, so even more people can play it. But yeah, I mean, I never got to play. I know Gage used to play a lot of Warcraft 3 arcade. Yeah, Warcraft 3 was originally supposed to have 6 races. They were gonna do the Burning Legion and Goblins, but they couldn't balance it.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah, I remember hearing about there being like 5 at least, and we were like, holy shit. remember being hyped for that game to come out, and then I never got it. Never asked for it, or nothing. Just never got it. But let me tell you, I done had like fucking 4 different copies of Diablo 2.
Man, Diablo 2 was great. Too bad 3 was such a letdown.
For real. I hope 4 is good, but...
Yeah. The sad part is I know so many people who love Diablo 3 as their favorite. And, like, if you've never played 2, I can get that. But at the same time, like, a few of these people have played 2 and they like 3 more. Like, what the heck is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's a weird... True strength.
Like, if you skipped 2 and you went from 1 to 3, I would understand that. But 2 is just so good.
Give her...
You know what Blizzard needs to bring back, but Activision probably won't let them? Rock and Roll Racing.
Rock and Roll Racing. I think those games are free on...
Yeah, a lot of
Blizzard.
those are free if you on the Blizzard client. I think I have the Lost Vikings on the Blizzard client too. I need to re-download it. The Lost Vikings 1 and 2 are such good games. I wish they would make more, but they'd probably fuck it up if they tried.
Newborn Warrior... Life Giver?
Yeah. In fact, I think... Yeah, probably the Lost Vikings is my favorite Blizzard game.
I've never played, Lost Vikings.
Oh, they're so fun. Because every map is a puzzle, right? And you've got 3 characters who all have 3 different abilities, and you have to constantly switch between the 3 characters to get them through the map. So, like, the fat guy, he's got, like, a shield that you can either face in front of you or above you, and sometimes you have to have him, like, stand there and block a flamethrower so the other people can walk past the shield and stuff like that. So it's constantly, like, rotating your people and getting them into different positions and stuff to be able to unlock the exit to the map, but also travel through the map in general. So it's a pretty...
So it's like a puzzle platformer?
Yeah. It's a pretty interesting take on the puzzle genre, right? And it's also kind of like Trine before Trine was a thing, except less combat-oriented. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the game. I just never played it, and I know I was just too intimidated to try them in Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah. But I think I like Lost Vikings 2 more than 1. Oh yeah, they are difficult to play in Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, that's why I just never even tried them. I was like, good.
I found it mandatory though, because they're like, you know, it's my favorite Blizzard game, so.
Oh yeah, I mean, in that case.
Though man, Heroes of the Storm was one I just have trouble getting into.
It's a game I can play with friends, but like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like if we ever don't know what to do, and my friend's like, "Oh, you want to play some Heroes of the Storm?" I'm like, fuck it, I'll download it.
Well, yeah, especially because it is fun to play with friends, but it's really not fun to play without them because I don't really play ranked in most games anymore anyway, right? But there's no point in playing that solo because there are certain characters that are better at certain modes than others, and you have no idea what map you're playing before you get into it. And it's just like, man, I don't like that. How am I supposed to strategize?
Like me and Kyo would play it, and I would play the Butcher.
Oh,
and he would play Lieutenant Morales, which is so fucking strong. She just heals so much. It's disgusting. And he would just like stay on me until I had all my stacks. And then that's it. Like I literally 1v like 5.
Yeah. What's that? His name? It's the dude that Cho'Gath's name is ripped off of. The 2-headed guy.
Cho'Gall,
yeah. One person plays as Cho, the other guy plays as Gaul. I've played it with one of my G1 buddies from back in the Screw Attack days, and he was playing as Cho, so he was just, farming and moving around, and I was playing as Gauls, who has, ranged assassin moves and stuff since he can't move himself. And basically all I had to focus on was killing people, which I'm really good at doing that in MOBAs. And I think that was probably the most fun I had in Heroes of the Storm, because all I had to do was focus on killing people.
Someone I actually liked who I didn't think I would like playing was Abathur. But it's the same reason. Like, I don't have to... Like, when I play him, I don't really have to worry about movement or anything. I just help someone out and just buff people around me.
Yeah.
Or around my parasite, rather.
I've always disliked the Overwatch people that they bring in, because I feel like those characters are way too easy, and they kind of ruin the game.
Genji's is really hard to play.
I could see Genji being harder, but the ones who automatically attack.
Yeah, I don't like the way they did Tracer. Lucio's so fucking annoying. Yeah. Lucio was I don't know if he still is, but he was S tier for the longest time. Because his AoE healing and then just being able to run away from someone and shoot them at the same time was so stupid. It was so goddamn dumb. But
Oh, I mean, speaking of people with really dumb abilities, did you know that they basically just added Reaper to League of Legends?
I saw
the new chick.
No, I saw that guy with all the blade.
That's
has a lot of visuals.
Aphelios. Yeah, he's already annoying as it is, but this new one.
Oh, is that who that is? Yeah. I've played with Aphelios before, but I don't.
He's got a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, I just saw this it was comparison between whoever that was. I think it might have been a new guy that's Yasuo's evil brother or whatever.
Oh, Yone. Yeah. He just came out not too long ago.
And it was showing all his visuals, and he's dashing all over the fucking place. And then it shows Udyr punching Gromp.
Oh, yeah, they do that with every new person, but no. Because Trick just did that recently too. That thing. That's where I saw it from. Yeah, no, I think you're thinking of the new girl, because he literally just did it with the one that's about to come out, and her name is Samara or something like that. And she is an assassin. That's an ADC. So she's an ADC that's got a sword. So she's got guns and a sword. And her ult is basically just Reaper's ult. And she has the ability to just do this weird AoE thing that hits stuff, and it just negates stuns or whatever. It just throws it away in mid-flight. And you're like, what? Why does an ADC have the ability to do that?
Excuse me?
Yeah. She's you're throwing CC at her, and she's like, nope. It's not even like Yasuo's wind wall. It basically protects her from almost all sides. And I'm sure, skill-based, you could probably, if you time it wrong, still get hit by something, but... these characters they always come out OP.
Yeah.
Saw her hunting down an entire fucking team. Why do they do this, though? There's been a few other ones, but I think it started with Pyke, where every character that they've unleashed from Pyke and onwards has made the game unfun for everyone not playing as that character.
Yeah. I mean, I fucking stopped playing before that, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. That game. The only way I play the game is if I got paid to do it. Which is actually, I was talking to Christian about that yesterday. Because he was like, if you had a bounty to play League of Legends, would you do it? I was like, yeah. Even as a new streamer, if I had a bounty to play League of Legends for an hour, or for like even like 2 or 3 hours for like a couple $100, I'd fucking do it. Kidding me?
Yeah.
Shit. I install shit right away. And then immediately after I'm done, I'm be like, wow, that was awful.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I play ARAM still.
Well, a few hours later.
I can play them for several hours straight. It wouldn't tire on me. But
that's probably what I would do.
Any time that there's a pike on the other team. Actually, I even got to get pissed off when there's a pike on my team. It's like, why is this character even in the fucking game? If I could remove one character from the whole game, it would probably be Pike. You just go into the source code and be like, delete.
Delete.
Yeah.
Get him out of here!
So I'm a support champion that plays like an assassin who gets his health back when he goes invisible and scales off of lethality. Then also, when I ult somebody and somebody's nearby to get the assist, I give them the gold for it too.
No.
Dumbest fucking champ in the game.
The only reason I knew anything about Pike was because of TFT.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this guy? I went back to trying to play League a little while ago. Probably about a year now, or more.
That's
I
more
don't
than
think
a
I've
little
played
while
it at
ago.
all while I've been in New York. Huh?
That's a little more than a little while ago.
For me, it's not that long ago. Because I still have like, it still feels fresh to me, which is enough. But sorry. But who's that fucking Kane? I tried playing Kane because they were like, oh, he's a good jungler. And yeah, I'm sure he is. I just did not have fun playing him.
Yeah.
At all.
I
thought he was gonna be fun from the way he looked, but
he is a very skill-based champ. Like, people think he's easy. And he kind of was when he first came out, because, you know, every champ is either overpowered or underpowered. Almost nobody comes out balanced. But after they fixed him, it's like... You really have to time things, or you might die doing it.
I just didn't feel like the flow. Like, I didn't feel... Like, you know, when you play certain champs, you feel like a flow with them.
Yeah. His clear is
like,
weird.
You feel like
what
certain...
you have to do to clear the jungle.
But with him, it's just, it didn't feel like smooth. It felt very... I don't know.
If you want to do a full clear with him, you actually have to know when to use his, like, ability to go in the wall to, like, basically circle around the camp that you're doing to heal up, but also drop aggro so you can basically reset onto them. He's not like Nocturne.
Well, I mean, I play a lot of different junglers.
Yeah, but I feel like Nocturne has one of the best clears because it's basically just straightforward.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's pretty fucking easy.
Yeah.
But...
And his heal is in the best place. It's literally just passive. Every, like, 8 seconds auto attack, boom, heal.
I don't know, man. Like MOBAs, kinda.
I think I liked Kayn better in top lane anyway.
I have like a love-hate relationship with MOBAs.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could still enjoy League of Legends to an extent. Just because it's like something to play.
Well, again, man, ARAMs.
Yeah, I know, but
They're like I've told you, they're more fun now than they used to be. Because of the changes to the drafting system for ARAMs. But you also have to use the changes to the drafting system because it's also easier to end up in a one-sided match than it used to be, too. Also, I don't know what the algorithm is for how they pick things, but I feel like I end up playing like the same 6 characters all the time. Like, I'm sure it's more than that, but I think I only see a third of the league roster when I play ARAMs. And I know a lot of it's because a third of the roster is better than, like, the rest of the roster. So people are intentionally using their rerolls and training system to get good characters, but still, it's just like, you feel like you only see a third of the whole roster.
No, another thing is I got banned, so like that was like my that was like a big reason that I stopped playing. Well, I purposely got banned so I would stop playing.
Yeah. I remember that. So if you wanted to play, you'd actually have to play on like a different account.
Yeah, and I just don't.
Yeah, who wants? Oh, you have to grind for all those champions again. That would
exactly.
Not be worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the big thing. I don't ever want to go back, and that's the reason I got banned. So I wouldn't want to go back.
And see, what you didn't realize is this entire time, I've just been grinding an account with all the characters that you like, just so I could force you to play at some point.
No, I haven't.
It's got like all the junglers.
It's okay. Well, we have another MOBA that's coming out that we'll play.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know why this Pokemon Union or whatever it's called, Unity, blah blah blah. But I am super fucking pumped for it because I know it's gonna be jank as fuck.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna dominate people though.
Yeah. I really feel like I'm probably, because I guarantee you Butterfree is gonna probably be the one that's got like the poison cloud that pisses people off. I'm probably gonna end up becoming a Butterfree main. It's probably gonna take a while to get there because you have to evolve twice, and who knows how Caterpie and Metapod play. Hopefully they just play in a way that pisses people off, because that's how I like to play these games. I like to put my opponent on tilt as fast as possible.
Oh yeah, once you get them on tilt, that's it.
Oh yeah. That's probably why I actually have such a good win ratio for normals and stuff. Because in rank, the higher you get, the harder it is to put people on tilt. Though, like, in silver, it's super fucking easy to put people on tilt. But in normals,
yeah,
the people like, oh, I'm just here to have fun. And you'd think it'd be harder to put people on tilt, but it's, like, super easy to put people on tilt in normals.
Yeah, it is. I would know. I got tilted probably mostly in normals.
Yeah. And I think it's because the idea that people are going in there to have fun. So as soon as you can make the game not fun for them, it feels like they wasted the entire queue.
That I can agree with.
Yeah.
That's probably, yeah.
Because people expect rank to not be fun, right?
Wait, what?
I said, well, because people expect ranked to not be fun, right? So
yeah,
that's why it's actually harder to put people on tilt than it is in normals, because you're just going there for fun, and all of a sudden this fucking Teemo main shows up, and you can't do anything.
Although there are still people who play ranked and they're like, well, it's just a game, and it's like, bro, why are you playing ranked?
Yeah.
Or you got people like Kyle who try new fucking champs in ranked. It's like, why?
First.
Huh?
Instead of testing it out in normals first.
Yeah, like, I don't understand those people. I just don't get it.
Like, if you were a diamond player, I'd understand that, because you're probably good enough at the game that you're gonna figure out this champion within the game. But you already know you're a fucking scrub. Why are you doing this to the rest of your team? I actually really like that one of the newer characters, and I don't feel like she's broken at all. She's just fun to play, and she's really good at putting people on tilt, and that's Lilia, the deer. The fawn.
Deer waifu.
Yeah, she's actually, like, really fun to play, and she's annoying as fuck to play against. And every move that she does applies her passive, which does dot. So it's almost like playing a Teemo-type character, you know?
Oh my god, that reminds me of the deer bitch in Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
She's so fucking annoying. Oh my god. She's like, can hop like across the map, and you're just like, okay, I guess I'll go fuck myself. Oh, what was that one game? Was it Battle Right, I think? With the deer girl? Oh my god, I lost. Guess I'm a furry.
Yo, it's always deer girls that get you.
What game is that? I think it's Battle Right. Let's look up Battle Right Deer Girl. Yeah, it is Battle Right. This bitch.
If I ever make a game like that, there's got to be a deer girl that just fucks everybody up. It's gonna be the trope.
I just heard fucks.
Oh, no, I think we're going to avoid that. I'm not making her like an AO game. Is that even still a moniker anymore? I think everything's just M now. I think they got rid of AO. It's just like a hard M plus or something like that.
Hard M plus. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen any AO games.
Yeah, I think they got rid of the. No, I see what you're talking about. Yeah. Why she got a burn on her head?
Yeah. That's her friend, I think. She's like a nature bitch.
Nature bitch.
Yeah, nature bitch.
Man, you gotta watch out for the nature bitches.
Nature bitches, dude.
No, obviously the best deer girl was Karen from one of the early episodes of Johnny Bravo, where he ended up dating an antelope. Remember that episode? Johnny Bravo goes on a date with an antelope?
I think so.
And like, so I have this game with my dad, right? Because we were just watching Johnny Bravo at random, right? And I would take a guess on the episode on whether the lead writer / director of it was either Seth MacFarlane or what's his name? The Fairly Odd Parents do. Butch Hartman, right? Yeah. Whether it was one of those two. And I had a 100% success rate on who the lead director was, because I know how these two people write. And you can basically guess if it was an episode that had, like, the whole episode was one joke, like one long running bit, it was probably Butch Hartman. Mm. But if the episode was like a single theme with a bunch of little random jokes, it was Seth MacFarlane. And you can see like the early forms of their writing style here. And the Antelope one was clearly a Seth MacFarlane episode, because the theme was, haha, look what it's like to date an antelope. So everything was just a bunch of little bits that'd be like, oh, well, what if an antelope was driving the car and stuff like that.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And it was pissing my dad off, because we watched like 20 episodes in a row, and I was right every single time. Because he would pull it up on IMDb to look up the episode.
Man, I need to watch Johnny Bravo again as an adult. I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
And like at the end of the fucking episode, she's like, I really only dated you to try to get back at my boyfriend. I hope that doesn't bother you. He's like, no, that doesn't bother me at all. He's not like a moose or something, is he? It's like, oh, no. Nothing like that. And then he opens up the freaking platter, and the crab on the plate that they ordered was her boyfriend. And he and Johnny end up in jail together because they get into like a fight.
Women. Women, am I right?
Yeah. I think that was kind of like the end joke too.
That's what I expect.
At one point, she offers Johnny a salt lick. She just keeps them in her purse. And they're like, how does she like wear her purse on her? She doesn't have shoulders. She just like put it around her neck or something. And then how does she get into it? Oh, that show is so great. So you know, some really fun episode is there's an episode. It's supposed to be like Gremlins, right? Or not Gremlins, like the Gremlin from the Twilight Zone that's on the wing of the plane. But instead, there's a clown on the wing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And there's at one point too, there's like a cage of emergency pull, and it pulls out, and there's like a girl clown. And he just like tosses aside, and he finally gets rid of the clown on the plane. But then it turns out that there was supposed to be a clown on the wing of the plane, and he looks out and there's one on the other side, and for some reason in this world, this is how the planes keep balance, because there's clowns juggling on the wing or whatever. So then they force Johnny to dress up like a clown, and they put him on the other wing. And that show is so fucking funny.
I need to fucking rewatch it.
Dude, we should have I don't know. What are you doing Friday?
Friday? I have no clue.
If you have time, we need to schedule, that should be the first one we do, a Johnny Bravo marathon in the Vomitorium.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, because they're short, right? I think without commercials, they're like 23 minutes. So we could watch like 4 or 5 of them, and it wouldn't take up a huge amount of time.
True.
Yeah, just hit me up either tomorrow evening or early Friday. We'll figure this out. And if you're too busy, then we'll do it some other time.
Yeah, I just don't know what I'm doing. I have no clue.
Oh man, Johnny Bravo.
Man, those old shows. Cow and Chicken is another one where it's like, what the fuck?
That was another one. Only 2 episodes in that show, but Seth MacFarlane wrote 2 episodes for that as well.
That show had, oh my god.
Yeah.
I remember this one episode where, what the fuck? Where, oh my god, Jesus Christ. There was one episode where Chicken, like, photocopied his, like, what's it called? The little, like, floppy thing under his chin.
Yeah.
And it straight up looked like a ball sack. Like, 100%.
All those old shows had, like, perverted jokes all the time. Like, there was an episode of Cow and Chicken where there was, like, a group of, like, really butch women bikers came through. And they started grazing on the carpet like cows because, you know, they eat...
Oh, yeah! Carpet munchers.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Because they were all clearly dykes.
Oh, man.
Like, those shows, they pulled punches in a way that's like, well, we can't clearly say this on a kid's show. But when you actually analyze the jokes, they didn't pull any punches.
Oh, yeah, 100%. No, they were pretty straightforward.
That's why I think, like, the last good show, which happened later on, was probably The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, which I think in many ways was the best of all of them.
Oh God, there's so many. There's all these shows that I want to rewatch. That one I've actually been saying like for a while that I've wanted to rewatch.
I actually rewatched a few of the episodes recently. That show's so good. Hostel Gato.
I remember first seeing the like what's it called? It was like the Cartoon Network short for it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Where they had because it started out as Grim and Evil.
Yeah.
So it was Evil Con Carne was the other one.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And both of them were two separate shorts, right? So there was the original pilot where they're drawn very differently for the what was it? Cartoon Fridays is what they were called. And they end up their hamster's gonna die. And the Grim Reaper shows up to claim the life of their hamster. So then they play a game of Limbo
play, like,
with
board
him.
games and shit.
And now they own him for life. And then there was the Hector Con Carne short, and both of these were popular, so they made them one show. But people really didn't care for the Hector Con Carne long term, so eventually they dropped it. Instead of being Grim and Evil, it became the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy after like a single season. But they kept some of the characters, like Scar, who was probably the most liked character from Evil Con Carne, moved into the neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah, he was funny. Always reminded me of a Nazi.
It was what he was supposed to be.
Yeah, I figured.
God, this show is so good. That's one that, like, I could never get tired of watching it.
Oh, God.
So shit, like, first of all, why is the Grim Reaper Jamaican?
The voodoo, I don't know.
Yeah, voodoo. Billy!
Voodoo.
There's the way he says his name. Billy!
Billy!
You don't keep chocolates in your pocket, that's stupid!
I love it, dude. So good. Oh. Kids these days, they don't know.
Well, they would if you sit them down in front of the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
True.
That's the problem. It's not that this entertainment isn't out there. It's that the parents who grew up on it now, because, you know, our people in our generation, our parents, aren't sitting their children down in front of good shows. Like, if I had kids, which I probably eventually will, I plan on it anyway, I'm gonna sit them down in front of, like, classic Looney Tunes, and then just, like, start them on stuff, and then randomly insert other good shows. Because I won't really care too much about, and I've said this before, the content of the show, like whether it's too adult or not. I'm more of like a snob when it comes to the quality of the show.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So like, and my dad was the same way too. He used to sit me down and we would watch SNL and stuff when I was younger, and that was when SNL was actually still pretty good. And I remember the first time I saw Starship Troopers, which is a really adult movie. I was like 10 years old.
You're what?
I was like 10, I think.
I did. I watched it like when it came out.
Yeah.
My family had no, like, there was no restriction on me at all. Like,
yeah. My dad just wanted to make sure I was watching quality stuff. He's like, I don't want you developing bad taste or anything. If you're gonna watch this stuff, you're at least gonna watch good shit. And that's how I would be too. It's like I don't really care what is in the stuff. Maybe not straight up porn, but if there's like the movie has something in it, it's just as long as it's good. I don't want you watching trash. You know?
Yeah.
You need to become a cultured, well-rounded human being that people will like. I think that's actually any parent's number one job is to just make sure that you raise a likable person. Because a likable person will get much farther in life than any, otherwise.
Luckily, I had the benefit of actually being able to learn a bunch of things.
Yeah.
My sister, on the other hand, I tell her all the time that she has no taste.
Yeah. Well, my mom has no taste. I'm glad my dad basically took over in that department.
I wasn't around when my sister grew up to be able to like. I mean, I was around when she was little, but like when she was actually like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, I didn't get to really help with that. And my mom doesn't really have good taste either, so.
Yeah. Joey's got some pretty good taste. I don't know what happened to Matthew here and there. Because you've listened to some of the shit he listens to when it comes to music.
Oh, dude, I can't stand a lot of the shit he listens to. Don't understand.
Yeah. Like, when it comes to movies, animation, internet videos, for the most part, he's fine. Video games. But then for some reason, when it comes to music, it's like that part is broken.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Some of the music he listens to is just... I mean, he does listen to good music sometimes, but like... That fucking post-hardcore shit, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh,
that Screamo.
Awful.
That's all I'm gonna call it, Screamo.
Yeah, the Screamo. That's what I called it. The only reason I called it that is because that's what he was like, no, it's not Screamo, it's this. And I was like, whatever, it's Screamo, dude.
Fucking Screamo, man.
Can't stand that shit. I don't understand how anyone does.
It's not even like really punk either, right? Because it's kind of like weak sauce.
It's just like people crying.
Yeah. It's like this fucking soy music. Get it out of here.
It is soy music, 100%.
But you know what? I think it's part of that trend, and I think we've talked about this before. It's something that came from the punk trend and then just became more corporate and corporate over time.
Yeah. Yeah, because I like punk music, but not that shit.
Yeah, but like real punk music doesn't give a shit about industry trends or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. That's the whole like, point of it. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't get it. It has to do with him being a let-me downer.
Well, it's probably high school friends, like, because, Matt has been my brother for, how old is he now? 26 years, going almost 27, coming soon.
Yep.
It'd be this month. So for almost 27 years, he's been my brother. So I've known him pretty well. He isn't exactly a trend follower, but he has followed trends. Like, he is susceptible slightly to the peer pressure of his friends.
Yeah.
And so I think it's his high school friends that did it. Me, I think one of the reasons is I've never really been susceptible to peer pressure. If anything, this is actually more the punk nature. If you try to pressure me into something, it makes me want to conform even less.
Same.
Like, I have that don't tell me what to do attitude.
No, I'm the same way. I'm like, alright, well, I guess I'm just never going to do it then.
Yeah, so being younger and my dad trying to develop my taste, he was successful because when you're younger, you kind of look up to a parent like that, right?
Yeah, of course.
But, like, even growing up, I was always, like, the leader of the group because I refused to, like, conform to, like, anybody else. So, if anything, the group just started conforming to me. Because I was just, like, that dead set. I was like, no, that's stupid. We're gonna do it this way. And I've always had that attitude from, like, as far back as I can remember. Like, especially, like, you're on the playground, and then
call out my friends' taste in music.
And people are like, we're gonna play tag, but we're gonna play tag this way instead. And, like, no, that's, like, the dumbest way to play tag. We're gonna play it the same way we always fucking play it.
We're gonna play tag, but if you're right, you gotta suck my dick. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it's not like things would evolve, because I think everybody's played a form of, like, what I call the park tag, like, where you have to stay on the equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we would, like, make firm rules, and then somebody would come in and try to change the rules, so, like, no, that's fucking stupid. Our rules work, that's why we play them the way they do.
Yeah, if something works, don't change it. Something's not broken, why fix it? That's the saying.
Yeah.
The old Boomer special. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I know, like, musical taste is
Subjective.
Subjective. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
But
Well, there's a problem.
I don't know.
Because,
There's like a clear line.
Well, I think people misuse the terms objective and subjective all the time just to mean what they want it to mean. So for something to be objectively good or bad, there has to be some criteria by which it is objectively good or bad, right? There has to be some point of reference. But even for something to be subjectively good or bad, there still has to be some criteria, even if that criteria is just your personal emotions, right? And people like to just say, well, it's all subjective, it's all subjective. It's like, yeah, but there still has to be a reason why it's subjectively that way, right? It's kind of like that term, something subjective to change. There's got to be some catalyst for that feeling. And you could argue, it's like, I really like this song because it makes me feel a certain way. Okay, that's a good argument for it being subjectively good in your opinion, right? But most people just, they try to throw words around as if they have no meaning. And I think a lot of songs that people like, and they don't want to say why they like it, aren't even subjectively good. Because they refuse to give any criteria as to why it's subjectively good. And, I mean, your emotions are a completely valid reason.
Yeah.
But if you don't actually look into that, you're not even ever know yourself.
Man. I don't know, I think there's just something, like, about that music that's, like, bad. Like, it's just bad. Like, It's not good music. I don't enjoy it whatsoever. It's like, maybe the instrument, like, some of the instrumentals are good.
Yeah.
Or decent, at least. But when it comes to
a lot of it's
what the song is about and the way it's sung and just everything, I just fucking can't stand it.
Well, even, like, a lot of the instruments when they're good, like, they're playing something that's technically good, they're not arranged well in regard to each other. Like, I've even heard songs that he's listened to where you could tell that the drums and the rhythm guitar were not on the same tempo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm saying some, like, but there was ones where he listens to where it's just like a fucking mess, and I'm just like, how do you enjoy this at all?
Yeah, and I think one of the problems too is that a lot of and it's cool because you get this in punk too, but a lot of them don't study music at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not even like their predecessors. At least with like punk, you get a lot of people, they're playing the things they like before they go into it, right? So you at least get the experience of stuff that you liked. But I know a lot of these guys, they just don't. And that's actually kind of my advice for them. Just don't.
Just don't. Stop, please.
Yeah. I've known people like that too. Like I will call my friends out on this. I knew a guy who he learned scales and stuff like that, so at least he has like technical know-how. But like he refused to play other people's music, even for practice. And like, well, I mean, how are you gonna learn new techniques or figure out what you actually do and don't like from a player perspective if you don't play other people's music? Even like the greatest musicians of all time played other people's music.
That's the best way to start. And I
Yeah.
think it's the best way a lot of people start is
Well, it's like with art.
covering other people's music.
Like a lot of people, they never get better at art because they think, oh well, I don't want to be a poser. I don't want to rip off. I don't want to draw somebody else's stuff, right? But you see a lot of great fan artists who start that way. When you actually look through the history of art training, or if you've ever been trained classically, you start off by redoing other people's art to learn techniques and stuff like that. Even like some of the greatest artists, man, what was his name? I think, was it Picasso? Started out repainting other people's pieces. I was saying, no, who was it? There were one of these guys actually started out as a forger. I'm trying to remember who it was.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Somebody will probably tell me later on. But yeah, there was like a famous artist, a painter, who started out forging other people's stuff. Or a lot of the statue creators, right? Like, I think it was Raphael. A lot of the ones who made the statues actually remade other people's statues, because back in the day, if you wanted a famous statue to be somewhere else, you actually had to basically re-chisel it by hand and make it look exactly the same as best as possible. A replication process.
Wow.
Right? So a lot of like the best statue makers got good by essentially photocopying somebody else's statue.
I mean, if you could fucking do it, yeah. Shit. Don't matter if...
It was good money.
I mean, yeah, someone else's design, but being able to fucking do it is like... Shit.
So, like, I'm going to tell anybody, any discipline, because that's what these are. You know, the word art, etymologically, is the same as the word discipline. They meant the same thing. And if you want to get into any discipline, find things that were successful in that discipline and practice replicating it until you have the skills to make your own thing. It's like, let's take speedrunning, right, as an example for a discipline. If you want to get good at speedrunning, you don't just go into it blind, right? You look up people's routes, you try to replicate the routes, and then as you play it, you start thinking up innovations on those routes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's just how any discipline works. And some people are just like, no, I don't want to be influenced by other people or rip them off or anything. It's like, no, that's not how things work. Things get better over time because we gradually and incrementally improve on what happened in the past. Everybody's standing on the shoulders of giants. And maybe one day you'll be the giant that somebody else is standing on the shoulders of.
Oh shit, that's how I fucking... That's how I, That's how I started fucking speedrunning.
Yeah. Why the hell would you reinvent the wheel every single time, right?
Some people are just so, like, super prideful.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that, like, but I'm not, that's the thing about, like, I don't know, like, XQC's, like, with that song and stuff. But that's, like, blatantly, like, the same song. I'm not gonna fucking use it.
Yeah.
Even though I want to.
Or, like, you
Really
know why I started getting good at certain forms of art really early on in life? Is that even as, like, a little kid, I would see a cartoon character and I really liked the cartoon character, so I would just draw that cartoon character over and over again. Or there's, like, a lot of Mario characters and enemies and stuff that I could draw from memory, because I used to flip open the booklets that we had and I would just draw the characters that were in the booklets.
I wished I was better at drawing. I fucking can't. I'm so bad at it. I can't. I'm so bad at writing, like, in general. Like, I just can't.
That's because you don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even when I did, like, I used to draw when I was younger, and it was still like a lot, and it was still just I was not getting better.
Yeah, because there's a combination of things, right? There is the time you put into it, right? Because you have to put like it's an old phrase. It's not entirely true because people grow at different rates and different things take different levels of mastery. But the whole like 10,000 hours thing, right? Like it takes 10,000 hours to master a skill. It's not true, but it's still a good thing. Like it's one of those. It's metaphorically true, even if it's not factually true, right? Like if you believe it, you'll be closer on your way of getting to your goal than if you don't. So time is a lot of it, but there's also effort, right? So it's not you can sit there and put 10,000 hours into something and put literally no effort, right? And you're not going to get anywhere. And for certain things, you actually have to like go out of your way to study things to get better. And I've seen that with a lot of people. There was these people that used to go to my church, right? Back when I was in the youth group. And they would get tutored by another member of our group in art and stuff like that. And they basically never improved throughout their entire teenage years. No matter how much tutoring they got. Because they wouldn't change their way of thinking about it, right? And the whole point of like improving a discipline is that you're actually rewiring a portion of your mind over time. But if you don't actually rewire that portion of your mind, then you're probably never going to actually get past like a certain wall.
Yeah.
Not even I know people like that now. It's like if you just got out of your own head and started doing things more like this, you would improve, right? But some people also don't care to improve, you know?
Yeah, that's like another thing. Like, I mean, like the only reason I want to be better at drawing is just to be better at drawing. It's nothing like significant, you know?
Yeah. It's like I have no desire to improve in the artistic field of like drawing illustrations and stuff, but I am still gradually doing so because I have certain requirements to, and it's more from a communication based thing. Like I don't care how my drawings look, but if somebody can't understand something, it's like okay, well I need to go and improve in that area because apparently I'm not communicating properly. Yeah.
Like the one thing I want to get better at artistically, I guess, would be editing videos. But like, shit's fucking tough, man. It's so time consuming.
Yeah.
Like I would love to be able to, you know, like edit videos. And I know how to now, like I know the basics. It's just like it takes so much time. And like between doing that and like streaming and then having free time, like I just don't. I won't have any of it if I do all three. So I have to like choose two.
Yeah.
It sucks. So I wanted to find someone that knows how to edit.
Well, like, I know
But
something
the thing
that's
is,
probably
like,
going to start consuming my free time in that field is I want to try to start doing some short animations in the X Dynamis Chaos world. And probably the easiest way to do that would be to go back to that classic field of, like, sprite animations. So I'm going to have to start making, like, custom sprite sheets of characters and stuff in the way I want to have them done. And that's going to take up a lot of time. It'll be quicker after I get the sprite sheets done. But just still, in general, it's going to take up a lot of time.
Yeah, that's actually like what took a lot of time when I was editing the first thing I did, because it was I had to make my outro and intro, and then like a certain effect for like what's it called? Like transitions.
Mm-hmm.
And it took so long, but like they're done. So like I don't have to do those things again. I can just reuse them.
Yeah.
And like the only thing I have to do, and I don't know why I'm being so fucking lazy about it. I think it's just because it's been weeks and I haven't like. I don't want to go back to do it right now. Like I do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just been so long that I'm gonna have to relearn how to do certain things.
Yeah.
And not exactly looking forward to that. So, but yeah, like, shit's tough, man. The like having to like look through all my footage, and then having to download all my footage and just all that, all together, it's just like a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And I know there's like people that enjoy doing it, but for right now, I don't enjoy it for the most part. I did start enjoying it more, like as it like started coming together and it was like working well, and I made like stupid edits and shit that were funny. It like, you know, gave me a bit more motivation. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I just spent an entire day making a 7-minute video, so you know I'm not even done, and I didn't get to stream the entire day, so it's like it sucks. It's demotivating. It makes me not want to do it because then I'm not going to stream, and I want to stream more.
Oh man, I just thought of like the worst video that I can make, and I am highly tempted to make it. Okay, so what I learned but bear with me. What I learned in COVID lockdown.
Oh boy. That's a good one. That would be relatable. That actually might like reach the normies.
Would you want to be a part of it?
Oh, of course. Are you
Okay.
kidding me?
I'll talk to a few people if I could get it. If I could get enough footage, because we'll need like 3 to 5 people for this, right? If I could get enough variable comedic people in it, well, I'll see about doing it. Oh, that would that's like instant shadow ban.
Nah. I don't think it'd be that bad. Tough.
But it's like, now that I thought about it, because we're talking about video editing, it's like, man, I think that needs to be made.
It would be good.
Yeah.
Like I said, that might actually like catch the normies. Which, as much as I hate to say it,
It's
it's the best audience for it to catch.
Yeah. Like, if you really, really want to grow, you gotta get some normies.
Yeah.
If you're successful, you can convert some normies. Make them a little weirder.
Oh, for sure. That's my goal.
I feel like the most successful person at doing that was George Miller with Filthy Frank.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
That's that should be the goal. We're gonna make some people weirder, but in healthy ways.
In healthy ways, yeah.
Yeah. We're not gonna have you run around lopping
Kinda.
off body parts or anything like that. Poking out your eye or anything. No. We're gonna give you some more bizarre taste to liven up your boring life.
That's what I'm trying to do with my sister. It's so boring. She knows too. She's aware.
Yeah.
I was like, you're so fucking boring. She's like,
Yeah, it's like most people I know are just boring. They're not into strange and interesting things. It's almost like sometimes you feel like you're living in the underground. Like, even like hosting the Vomitorium, and we talk about some bizarre things sometimes. It's almost like we're living in the underground trying to communicate to people up on the surface, but it's just like there's this wall in between us.
Like, I don't know how to. Like, I sound like rude saying it like that. Like, it's so fucking boring. But like,
They're mundane.
I don't know. She doesn't do anything. Like,
Yeah.
she doesn't like play games. She doesn't. I mean, she does sometimes, but not really. Like on her phone. That doesn't count.
I don't know, phone games are fine, honestly. I mean, it even gets to a point that you got to do more than even just play games. Because if all you do is play games all the time, you start to get boring.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I mean, she does like. She literally does nothing. She works, and that's it.
I think most people don't have hobbies. I think is the problem, right?
Yeah, she doesn't have a hobby. That's what I'm like trying to get at.
Yeah. Because like even gaming isn't really a hobby, right? It's entertainment. Unless you do something to turn it into a hobby. Like if you stream games, if you're not making money off it, you just turn that into a hobby. If you read books and then you get into a book club, you just turn that entertainment into a hobby. You could do things to turn entertainment into hobbies. But I feel like most people in general don't actually have hobbies.
Yeah. I mean, at least Matt's got some hobbies.
Yeah.
You know, he's a fucking Lemmy downer, but
there's like I know a lot of people, and they go to work, and it's good to go to work, like it really is. But then they come home and they watch TV for the rest of the day or something like that. Or they might be listening to the Vomitorium, which I'm glad that you're listening to the Vomitorium. But please, for the love of God, find something else to do as well. Pick up a knife and start whittling, or something,
yeah, it's fucking carve some wood or something.
Yeah, because like hobbies are typically things that could be turned into a source of income, but don't necessarily need to. You just need to enjoy doing it and slowly get better at doing it for your own sake. It's not about like having a second source of income or anything like that, or being productive. It's about your own personal growth and just becoming a more well-rounded and interesting human being.
I mean, I would like for this to become a source of income.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I most things I do primarily because I feel like I should do it. Like it'd be good for me to do it. I think most people should try writing a novel. You don't even have to let anybody else read it. You don't have to try to publish or anything. But I think at some point in your life, everybody should try writing at least 40,000 words of a story. It could be the worst story ever, but you'll be better off for writing it, It's just something you did.
I have thought about writing thought it'd be, I guess, an autobiography.
That's actually one of the best things you can write, too, if you don't plan on ever doing anything with it. Because by doing an autobiography or self-authoring type thing, you learn more about yourself. Things that you didn't even know that you didn't know about yourself. Because you really have to start thinking about it.
Yeah, I thought about doing that just because shit I've been through, man.
Yeah. Like I think I would recommend anybody do that. If you not have a flair for fiction, and you think like it would be good for me if I wrote a book, just start thinking about your life, and at some point sit down, maybe for an hour at a time. You could spread it over a couple years or so, and just write an autobiography, and realize how much you learn about yourself by doing so.
Yeah, that's one thing I thought about writing.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't consider too, right? Like obviously you did, but a lot of people when you're like, oh, I don't want to write a book, I can't make up a story. It's like, well, the vast majority of books actually aren't fiction. Most people aren't fiction writers. If you pick up a book, most of it's like instructions or nonfiction.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A lot of how-to books out there. A lot of just
it could
like...
literally be about anything.
Yeah. It's like you can always just write something in nonfiction. If there's a particular subject you like, right, that you happen to feel like you're kind of knowledgeable about, or would like to become even more knowledgeable about it, start writing a book on that subject. You never have to publish it, but if you want to know more about it, you're going to end up doing research to be able to write your book well, and you might learn things on that subject that you never thought you'd learn, just because you had to.
Shit, I could write a whole book on why I hate social media.
Dude, you know that book would actually probably sell really well?
Probably. But...
Especially because people who hate social media are also more likely to read books.
True, because they're probably not on social media.
Like, they're not addicted, they have time to read books. It's like, there's a whole target audience right there that you could sell that book to. You should write it.
I was actually I think I was gonna write something today on Twitter or on Facebook about why, like, hating on it. I don't remember. There was something I noticed something I wanted to write on, both, actually. I was gonna write the same thing, but on both. And, I don't remember what it was now.
And it can literally be anything, right? Especially if you don't plan on publishing it. If you just want to experience long-form writing, somebody could sit there and be like, this is my 50,000-word dissertation explaining the complicated plot of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, since we were talking about people not having hobbies,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, and people being boring, and my sister being boring, I'm gonna hear some blasphemy that my sister pulled on me.
Oh yeah?
So, I made curry yesterday, Japanese curry.
Oh, okay. Well, what kind? Japanese red curry, or?
I don't know, but it was brown.
Oh, okay.
I think, just, you know, fucking slaving over a hot stove for 24 hours. You know, I made some
What
nice
kind of meat did
rice,
you
some
put in?
jasmine rice with it. I use chicken,
Yeah, that's
just
fine, yeah.
because we already had chicken, like,
It's available,
defrosted. I was gonna put beef in it, but after I saw how much chicken I had, I was like, okay, no.
You gotta get through this chicken.
Huh?
You gotta get through this chicken.
Yeah, there was just so much, so I was just like, okay. Like, I was afraid I put too much in the curry, and
I've
it
done that
turned out
before.
so well.
Like, I'm not even a particular fan of chicken, but I just noticed, like, how much chicken we have. It's like, okay, we're eating chicken tonight.
Well, it was already defrosted, too, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was in the fridge, because we were gonna use it for something else. But, yeah, she didn't eat any.
What?
I busted my ass, she didn't eat any. And I noticed that I made buffalo chicken wraps the other day, and she didn't eat any of that either. So I'm not cooking anymore. Nope.
I don't understand
Ain't
people who don't like curry. I understand people who don't like certain kinds of curry. But curry is kind of just like, almost like stew, right? It's a puree that usually
it's
put
like a
over
stew.
rice. Yeah.
Like,
It's basically just Asian stew.
and that's what she said she was craving stew too. Like,
Yeah.
she wanted stew. Like, one day out of nowhere, she was just like, "I want stew," and I was like, "Yeah." Well, this
like,
is pretty much stew.
It's more of a
rice.
puree than a stew, but it is basically
Yeah.
just Asian stew.
I mean, yeah, like everything I put in it, I would put in a stew.
Yeah. And, like, I've had this conversation with my dad, and he's like, I just don't like curry. It's like, well, what kind of curries have you had? It's like, the only kind there is. It's like, well, there's, like, 100 different types of curry. It's like, well, we had these, like, Indian neighbors. It's like, okay, well, you had probably that really popular spicy Indian curry. I can understand why you may not particularly like that. There's still like 99 different kinds of curry for you to try. You can get like an apple honey curry and stuff like that. We could replace any meat type that, you know.
I love like almost all curries.
Oh yeah, I even like the like traditional spicy stuff too that you get in India. But as you know, India's not the only place that makes curry. In fact, I believe you could trace it back to China even before India. Like everywhere in that kind of like East Asia area makes curry.
She's never even had curry, so she can't even judge it. And
Yeah.
I know she likes spicy stuff. She eats spicy shit all the time. So like, I don't know. It pissed me off. I was very upset. Like, I know she doesn't like onions.
Oh, I love onions.
And there was onions, but like, I'm not gonna not put onions in curry. That's just. That's
Well, I also usually I just don't tell people what's in stuff unless like I know if they have an allergy, I'll ask them or I'll tell them that there's something they're allergic to. But like my mom,
if it was an allergy, yeah, okay.
yeah.
But
like my mom doesn't like oregano, or she thinks she doesn't like oregano, right? Every single time I make the spaghetti sauce, like our marinara, I put like a ton of oregano in there. She never complains, but it's because I balance it right. It doesn't overpower anything, because honestly, garlic is probably the biggest flavor that I put in there. And it's like, oregano is good for you, especially guys, right? So like, for us, oregano helps prevent prostate cancer and colon cancers. But it's good for you. It tastes good. It's great in sauce. Even kind of gives a little... Not really texture, because your puree and paste is what's really going to give the sauce the texture, but it gives it a visual appeal as well.
Yeah.
But I just don't tell her it's in there. And she eats it every time without complaining.
Well, she was right next to me when I cooked it, because she was like baking and stuff. Because we also made, for like an appetizer, we made this Red Lobster biscuits. Oh my god.
Ew, I love those. Actually, we just had some. Because we had Red Lobster like a couple days ago or so. And I think there's even still some in there to be reheated. Because I don't think they've gone through, but... Buck's mom just had a side order that was just like a tote bag or whatever, like one of those foldable boxes. There's nothing but the, what are they called? The Cheddar Bay biscuits or whatever.
They're so goddamn good. I could eat those like alone. Which I think that's what she did, is she just ate those.
Yeah,
but
I could eat a whole order.
Still, I mean like a big fucking pot of curry, dude. Like a big pot of curry.
Yeah. Maybe last time I had curry, he's been on this channel before, Duggernaut from a few weeks ago. Actually, no, he was even on last time, wasn't he? He came in at the very end?
Yes, yeah.
He was the one who made it. I was hanging out with him. And we went to the Hong Kong market to pick up all the ingredients for it. And we got like a pork back with the skin still on it. So, we took the skin off and fried it on the side. And yeah, it was really good. Yeah, that was apple honey.
Yeah.
Apple honey and pork back.
Yeah, next time I make curry, I'll probably make it with pork. But, or beef, I don't know.
Great.
I like pork.
Yeah.
I love pork so much.
Beef is a higher quality meat, but I feel like pork has more flavor and can be better in certain dishes because of that.
Yeah, like I prefer beef, like overall.
Same.
Like I love beef, but pork is really it's just
like sausages are better with pork in it. Certain curries are just better with pork in it. Certain sandwiches are just better with pork in it. And
although I do really like roast beef.
Oh, I do. I love roast beef. But with that, we come to the end of the Vomitorium. So, thanks for joining us. I'm the Metal.
Thank you for joining us on both channels.
Yeah, and that's my co-host.
I mean,
Chris.
I'm not ending my stream, but
no, you're not. But they're gonna say goodbye to me because I'm gonna have to jump onto another stream after. I don't know. Maybe I'll put something light in my stomach. I have Long John Silver waiting for me. I ate like half of it beforehand, but it's like I literally just woke up at like 4:45 because I had a messed up sleep schedule today. Normally I don't wake up that late. So I had like my stomach still wasn't fully woken up. It's like, okay, I'll eat half of this, I'll go podcast, I'll eat the other half later. But I've got back-to-back streams to do, so I probably won't end up eating the rest of it until midnight. But that's fine, I don't care. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys later.
Peace. I'm actually just about to fight Meta Ridley, too.
That's a...
Because that whole time, I forgot that in this game you have to